boom, boom, boom. Gonna shoot you right down off of your feet. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang.
What's up, Titan X? Had to start us off on a good note because you know what time it is. We're starting our bull run. All right, today we're going to talk about some Element280 because it's turned into one of my favorite protocols, and I like talking to the dude. So, without further ado, the dude. What's up, buddy?
Oh, what is up, man? That was an awesome intro. That was new. I don't think I've seen that one yet.
I usually only use it for the Twitter side because they'll pull monetization if I use it on YouTube. But every now and then I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. We're going.
Oh, because of the song, I guess.
Yeah. Much.
Lame.
I know.
I think I saw a post from Elon talking about he's going to start monetizing Twitter that would rival YouTube. So I don't know, something to look into. Yeah.
I'm not nearly there yet to hit. There's like different tiers. The first tier is you can do subscriptions, which I've hit that. The next one is you need like 1.5 million views in 3 months, and every time I get close, I get throttled. I go like right into the tank, and I'm like, oh, that's the end of that. So.
I believe in you. You'll get there. You'll get there.
I've hit monetization on YouTube, and I found that I will make a solid $1.70 per 1,000 hours that are watched. Okay, so I'll make $10 this year. Great. Okay, awesome.
Now, how do you get that to auto burn Titan X as it comes in?
Hey, there you go. That's a good question.
Then we can get some more views on it. People are like, "Hey, come watch my video and burn Titan X." Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you what. I've been using the whatever comes in from the super chats and the subscription payments. I once a month I'll buy a whole bunch of Titan X and I'll give it out in 88 million Titan X increments. But maybe it would be better for the ecosystem if I then bought a shitload of Titan X and just sent it to the debt address and just burned it outright.
Yeah.
Maybe I send it to the Helios Treasury.
There you go. There you go.
I mean, what would be more beneficial, really? Come on, let's really start talking here.
Yeah, I love it.
All right. Maybe we got some future burn parties coming up and some future ecosystem donations to make with these payments. As far as I'm concerned, this is all because of the community. So whatever I'm getting from this, it's just because I've been doing this to help people and people are supporting me. So I'm going to turn around and dump it right back to the ecosystem. So.
I want to keep holding Jake to his word. He's saying we've yet to see the biggest Titan X burner. Let's see him rock a project that burns another. I guess I was thinking 20 trillion Titan X, but that's not actually burning it. That's just pulling it into the address, the contract. So
that's true.
I wonder what the biggest burner is in general. Like, I mean. Going to Titan X.
Well, yeah. Or the stats page on Titan X.
Yeah. So Dragon X has 14.8 trillion burned / staked. Hyper's at 6 trillion. Hydra 4.7 trillion. And then HLX at 1.43 trillion.
You're on Titan X Hub?
Yeah.
On the leaderboard, it acknowledges that Hyper has the burn amount, but it doesn't acknowledge Hydra's burns.
There's
my bad.
He's still updating it. No,
so.
So you're on the actual website. I'm on Titan X Hub. Let me see. So
but I was on the leaderboard. He's got it where you can sort it by burn, stake, and all that, but it only has it doesn't appear the Hydra numbers or updated.
Yeah, I like that.
He's got other problems.
That puts me in third. I like that.
You're like, no, that's a good one right there. Let's snapshot that.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Helios? Do you feel like people are forgetting it a little bit, or are you fine with it staying in the background, about to be a future powerhouse, and no one's just going to see it coming?
So I am fine with it being in the background and just, being a sleeper. The only thing that I slightly worry about is falling behind as far as like people wanting to build on it. Like without green candles, we're not attracting builders, and that's really the only thing. Like as far as like the protocols, how it's functioning, it's doing beautifully. And like, have you gone to the treasury lately? We've got tons of tokens in our treasury. Like it's all going to support HLX. Yeah, check out the treasury. Like what is all that?
Those are not small numbers. I got the microphone in the way here. Hang on. That's such a long list. I had to move the microphone.
Yeah,
Okay.
I guess I need to add a total there, but that's, I mean, a couple 100,000 in just liquid tokens that we can use, which doesn't sound like a whole lot, but when you look at like the amount of tokens in existence, like it's
Hey, I would like to have that portfolio.
yeah,
I want that to be my portfolio, bro.
right.
You made a solid group in there. That's like a Titan-X ecosystem dream portfolio right there.
Yeah, we're ready for hyper deflation. Bring it on, Jake. But like this doesn't really like, so this is great and I love it, but to an average user, I don't think they look at they don't see the value in it. I mean, especially if you just go to the chart, you're not seeing any of these treasuries. And so
Right.
like
That's a good point.
It's hard to translate how much this is beneficial to HLX to the average user. So
yeah, I feel like right now the Helios suffers from like a little bit of like the trying to onboard people into Pulse Chain like last year, where you're like, yeah, I know the chart's down, but you don't understand what's going on here. And you're like, that's kind of hard to get people. But I think with what you got going on with Element280 and then just the bonding with Titan X, as we rise and rise and rise here, at a certain point, it's going to have to be like light bulbs on some people.
yeah,
Because I'll be honest, I have Helios miners. Absolutely. I got them staggered out every couple months. I start another group of them and stagger them back. Like, I love Helios, dude.
and it's funny because like we got our 230,000 or something around there in ETH payouts from the 369, and so we loaded up our buy and burn. We've got it rocking and rolling, and like as soon as it started, people are selling right into it, like clockwork. It's like, show me a buy and burn and I'll show you people selling into it nonstop, which, that's cool. It's fun, but it makes me laugh like instantly. Like, and then I clicked a few transactions to be like, all right, what are these guys doing? How much are they holding? And the two wallets that I checked, both of them were selling HLX so that they could mint E280 NFTs. And I was just like, I guess I can't be mad at them. Like,
hey, you sold one of your babies off to go buy one of your other babies. You're like, you're supposed to have both.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
E280 supports HLX, so it's fine. It's fine.
It's funny though, yeah, because I mean, like if I think E280 is going to go up, I would expect Helios is going to go up, almost in unison. So if I have 280, for me, like having Helios is like, yeah, absolutely. It's kind of funny. Be like, no, I want one or the other. Just go ahead and get both of them. Like it's kind of funny.
I think there's a lot of short-term traders out there, like even within the ecosystem, they're constantly playing those ratio games, like they're not getting out of the Titan X ecosystem, but they're moving in and out of each ecosystem. And Like I've seen that
That's
with
true.
people moving in and out of Dragon X to like Lotus and all this stuff. So it is what it is.
That's funny
That's
you said that because I literally did that. I had I most of my Dragon X was in farms, and for a while I was using Tink to just sort of build up a side bag on Dragon X. And then right when Lotus was coming out, I was like, oh, I don't have enough. I was like, okay, I'm gonna use a little bit of Tink here, and then all right, Dragon X. I put it into Lotus. So I
yeah,
did literally exactly what you said right there. So yeah.
yeah. And I'm sure there's the intentions of like taking Lotus profits and going back to refill your Dragon X bag or whatever. I don't know. We got a comment saying look at it in the Titan X price. Let's see, like the ratio.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, the ratio. If you draw a line at the 1-to-1 ratio, you can see it's just like that seems to be what the market has decided. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, to me, that's looking good. I don't know what I can and can't say about my own chart, so I should just shut up. This is not financial advice. I don't run the
Yeah, hey, my
market. This
bad.
is open market. Blah, 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 blah.
Nice. We're
Yeah.
just, we're observing what has happened in the past and we're making comments.
Yes.
That's all we're doing here. There's nothing else beyond that. It is just interesting because, Element 280 has so much going on for it that is funny. The notion of someone selling out of Helios to go into Element 280. It's like, oh, I mean, technically you could have just stayed there. And everything would have been fine. But
well, I'll tell you, E280 is hot right now. So I don't blame anybody. Like, totally.
Well, I mean, that is why we're here to, talk a little bit about Element 280, among other things, I guess. So let's talk about it. This wonderful thing you've created here.
Let's see the stats. We are so close to breaking that 10 trill mark. Oh, 999. Come on, guys. At the very top there. Yeah.
That's amazing. These burn numbers are fucking wild. You've already burned 6.5 million Element 280.
Yeah. Yeah, 40% burn. And then I always like pointing out the NFT rewards. That slice of the pie is thicker than what's in liquid. Like there's more getting paid out to NFT holders in that purple slice than there are what's actually liquid.
Oh, I see. Yeah, right there and there. Yeah, that's wild, actually.
Yeah.
Out of all the Element 280 that is out there, more than half of it's going to the NFT holders.
Yeah,
that's wild.
Which is, by design, that's exactly what we want to see. Is it's going to people that I would say deserve it. Like they're doing what they're supposed to be doing to earn these payouts.
Did you have any number in your head on hey, I would hope to have 1,000 NFTs minted by mint phase? Did you have a number in your head, or did you just we'll see where it goes?
Not a specific number of NFTs. The only goal I really had was break 10 trillion coming in to the protocol in total. And can we do that while we're on stream? That would be beautiful.
I mean, that would be really neat. I mean, it's not like we're going to just look directly in the camera and ask for 7 more billion to make it 10 trillion, but that would be awesome.
It would. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
And then a short-term goal that I mean, it's out of my hands, but I would love to see this next weekly payout to NFT holders break $1 million USD. That would be awesome to watch.
Oh, that would be wild. let me go to that in a second. Remind me, because I don't want to lose the one thing I did want to say on this. 6,000 NFTs and over half are burned. Did you think that was going to be like? Did you have any dynamic on how many are going to burn? Like, oh, they'll burn after the mint phase. Like, over half are already burned.
Well, actually, it's like if you add them together, that would be 9,700 roughly made total, and then 3,600 burned, 6,000 are left. So, still, about a third of all of them that were minted. That's still way higher than I would have guessed. Because I figured I figured the people that would be burning, like, they would be minting tokens and selling the tokens to avoid that 3% burn tax. But I think the whole system caught people off guard, and they're like, oh wait, I can burn my NFT and mint another one and have some Titan X left over. Like, why not do that? But I didn't expect it to get to that level of arbitrage, because without the 3% burn tax, you're getting a better rate minting and selling tokens.
Did you have any idea in your wildest dreams that the ARB would work? Like, did you hear the example that Jake pulled out with the other day on stream? Or I can't even remember what it is now, but it was like some ungodly amount of money went to everybody in terms of the tax compared to what that ARB bot actually made, which doesn't mean anything to the ARB bot. It made an actual profit. That's the only thing that matters to the ARB bot. If it's 1 penny, if it's $1, it's profit. It'll do it 1,000 times a day, as many times as it can do it.
Yeah.
But it generated so much tax for the system.
Yeah. I guess I didn't really think about that. I just thought about it in general. Like, I knew the ARB bots wouldn't care about a tax. It's just a math problem that they're running a script on, and if it makes sense, then it makes sense, and they make that trade. But yeah, I think the example you guys were looking at was like, it was like they made like $16 on that arbitrage play and paid like $200 to the NFT holders. It was something like that.
I'm glad you said it, because those are exactly the numbers I had in my head, but it didn't sound right. And I was like, I'm going to say that and I'm going to get corrected again. Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. It was like, holy crap. Thank you for making your $16.
Right.
Yeah.
So, it's, again, like I knew it was going to happen. Jake's wanting to tease people here. Come on up, Jake. You want to.
He's like, no, I can't. I mean, if you want me to tease someone, come on. The link's in the streamer chat, Jake, if you want to come up.
But yeah, Fox Mulder is saying cheating. It's not a cheat. It's not a user. Like, in one single transaction, they bought Element280. Very likely this ARB bot has no idea what E280 is. All they see is, oh, I can buy it on this LP for this price and then sell it on this LP for this price and make $16. They don't care about the tax or what the tokens are or anything. It's all in one single transaction, and they take it. So, oh boy.
Whose stream won't come up when they type it up on YouTube? If you type in genuine real Mo with no spaces, it now should pull myself up instantly.
Yeah.
If you put in the Mo, there's like 20 rappers with the name of the Mo. You're never going to find me. Rappers are way more important than I am.
I'm forwarding it to the link to you, Jake. You got to spoon feed these people. Come on.
Yeah, it's up there. There might have had too many conversations between now and then. It's up there somewhere.
Yeah.
He's DMing it to you.
Yeah.
Utah's even like, drop the alpha. Everyone's like, alpha, forget Element280. Jake Alpha, let's go. And he didn't say alpha. He just said he was going to tease you.
Right.
You guys are bringing this on yourselves.
Yeah.
Okay. And then there was one other thing I wanted to say. I think I already forgot it. But, okay. The 10 trillion. Bro, I had this thing in my head when Hydra dropped, where I was like, okay, big protocols are going to get 10 to 20 trillion. There may be 3 big protocols from here on out That was my thinking. I was like, we got Hydra. We'll have Ouroboros. We'll get 10. And then probably X28 will get 10 to 20. And then maybe another one. So we'll say no at 10 to 20. And then for me, I was like, and then all the smaller protocols will get like 1 to 2 trillion. And if that works out, then good Lord, like the amount of protocols coming out where it's all going to, bro, you got 10 trillion. We're not even out of mint phase.
Right.
I'm sorry, 9.9993. Whoa. That I did not. If you asked me right before the stream, I didn't catch that number before the stream. If you asked me, like, how much Titan X did Element get? I'd be like, oh, they got like 2 or 3 trillion. Bring it 9.993 trillion. Bro.
I mean, you've seen the rewards paying out, right? Like you got to, you got to think about, yeah. So
let's talk about the rewards.
Yeah.
We go to the rewards.
And then there's another question: NFT rewards. How much does it drop in percent after mint? You can go to the documentation. I'll pull it up. NFT. No, tokenomics. So right now it's 12.8%. It drops to 2.4% in rewards.
Hexologist, I may be getting shadow banned again because I'm a bad boy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Bookmark my page and then just go do it that way.
Yeah. YouTube's trying to mint NFTs. They don't want people to find out about Element280. That's what it is.
I got in like a span of 4 days, I got like 5 YouTube messages, which was like, congratulations, you're monetized. Hey, you better watch what you say. Hey, here's a guideline of what you can and can't do. Seriously, we're going to pull you soon. I was like, bro, did you guys look at my shit before you monetize me? Because that might have been your problem. Do some research. Oh, man. So like you're saying, you got 62 hours. And we got 62 hours left to distribute this round of rewards, and you already have 700,000 in it. Yeah, I think you're gonna get $1 million for your first payout. Damn close, if not.
Damn close. I mean, obviously the price of Titan X is gonna matter, you know.
Right.
Because it does fluctuate, which is what we want. As far as what Element280 wants to see, it wants to see those price fluctuations. The more all these ecosystem prices fluctuate, the more arbitrage happens. So, what's up, Jake?
Yo, I'm streaming to my stuff.
Okay. Get it?
They can't find me on YouTube, apparently.
No, that makes sense.
He's like, yeah, I wouldn't want to find you either.
Right, off to a good start.
All right. Yeah, talk about Helios a little bit at start, and then talk about Element280. And then you're like, I can tease you. And we're like, well, let's fucking go. So what do you got for us, buddy?
All right, I think someone just minted some NFTs. So I think we might have broke 10 trill.
Nice.
Hang on. Let's go.
Want to see it?
Yep.
Make it official.
That 10002. Nice.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's a beautiful number.
10 trillion, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How many days are left?
Like eight days. Yeah.
And it was 28. It was 28 days minting period.
Yeah. So we got just another
14 hours.
You might get that up to 20 trillion.
That seems
maybe.
I like your optimistic, prediction there. We'll see.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to stop the compounding at the end and just go hard in NFTs at the end.
Mm,
so you might see that jump. Maybe 15 trillion is definitely possible.
Yeah, we've seen big jumps like right before payout. A bunch of people last minute minting NFTs, for sure.
Oh yeah, and you also have the payout right after the mint phase ends, essentially, because 4 weeks later from launch. Yep. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then it's game on.
I like Element280 a lot.
Yeah. It sounded like you liked some of the aspects that you were gonna put into Shogun. So I'm excited to see what kind of tweaks you put on it to just like amp it up even more.
Yep, it definitely will not be competing against Element280. The main thing that I took away from it is that our bots do exist on Ethereum, and they're very heavy, and it's big amounts. So Shogun will not have staking, and will not have holder reward, but we're definitely going to abuse those arbitrage bots. They can take their little $3-7 here and there.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, you
like
remember the
I love
example you
it.
did the other day?
Yeah.
Do you remember the example you did the other day, showing the arb route and how much it made and how much we made in taxes for the system?
Yeah.
Yep.
Was that your moment where you were like, "Holy fuck"?
No, I've been looking at Element280 from the start, especially because I think it works so well because it's all within one ecosystem. I think that's the key part of it. Because all the prices very easily deviate and it kind of moves together. And as it does that, it pushes volume across all the pairs, which also in turn feeds farms. So like we're extracting from value bot in so many different ways. The liquidity fields on all the pairs essentially are in farms, or like the big volume ones. So every time they do that little arb route, the farms benefit and Think benefits, which benefits the entire ecosystem. Element280 benefits because of the tax they pay. So like we can milk arbitrage bots all day long in this ecosystem by having it paired with all the build on next ecosystem tokens. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I agree. Farms is doing an amazing job, because that's one thing I've learned with arb bots is like the more liquidity, the more they can arb, and the more taxes they can pay.
100%. Yeah, so with Shogun, we're going to do something similar to Volt, where 8% goes to liquidity. So it's going to be Uniswap V2 with taxes. It's going to be so that's going to be a massive supply sink. It's going to be paired with everything in the ecosystem, and then that 8% will create liquidity pairs and then burn the LP tokens. So it will have thick liquidity with everything. So that's essentially an indirect forever burner of all the build on Tight Next protocols. Because the cool thing about V2 is the fees stay in the pool, so they never actually leave. So over time, as the arbitrage bots run through, it becomes a supply sink for all the build on Tight Next stuff. The big thing with Shogun is I decided to do X28 and Shogun together and essentially build Shogun on top of X28.
Okay.
And I'm redesigning X28 a little bit because I want it to be a forever thing, not just an auction that goes down. I want it to be there forever. Because I think if I do X28 correctly and build Shogun on it, yeah, you can basically say bye-bye supply. Like, it's going to disappear faster than you can blink. Because like these two systems working together, oh my god. I think it might be my best work yet. And users are not going to complain. They're going to be like, oh, fuck yeah, amazing deal. Give me.
You better hurry.
Yeah, I don't think the building is going to take that long. So I just wrote so my white papers are basically just one-page Google documents.
Yeah.
And then we just start building. Sometimes you see these like white papers that have like a bunch of text. I'm like, just give me the meat, give me the numbers. Just like one page, like here's where the money goes. This is what it does. One page, that's it. If you can't explain your protocol with one Google Doc and a couple bullet points, you probably need to redesign it. So I like my one page Google Doc method of simplifying things.
I think you just hit something there, though. That's maybe the point in why some of these fucking white pages are 7 pages long, is so you don't know what the hell is going on because it's too much information to go through and you can't figure out what all the nuts and bolts are. It's kind of fun. I can't believe I've read like that.
Yeah, I'm that same way. I need bullet points. I'm scrolling through the E280 white paper and I'm like, yeah, it's basically all bullet points. Like,
yep.
Yeah.
If you can't do it in bullet points, then this thing then you don't even know how this fucking thing runs, or you're trying to make it too complicated on purpose. And either way, I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Make it simple, stupid. Give me bullet points.
Yeah, so X28 is going to be So I had an idea for arbitrage protocol, but then the issue that you get with arbitrage protocol is that this might get a little advanced, but the people that know will know. An arbitrage protocol that exists purely for the purpose of arbitrage, it works until it doesn't work, where the supply overhang and the market cap is too big to keep the arbitrage profitable. So the arbitrage protocol needs to be something that is of value, which is X28. So I basically just combined all the ideas I had for like arbitrage protocols in the ecosystem and combined everything into X28. So because X28, yes, people are going to be able to arbitrage with burns Tight Next supply, reduces the X28 supply, and that X28 is essentially the omni-chain Tight Next. So you're going to be able to create X28 one-to-one. One Titan X is one X28. And as you do that, half of the Titan X is burned. But you have a bunch of stuff built on top of X28, and every time it pushes above that orb, it burns Titan X, it burns X28, and X28 is directly priced and paired with Titan X. So as Titan X gets more scarce, X28 gets more scarce with it, because you need Titan X to create it. So if there's less Titan X to create, it has the inherent supply cap in it. And then X28 has value, because it's omni-chain Titan X. And people will build on X28 on other chains, or Ethereum. And then Shogun will be the first protocol built on top of it. So as that arbitrage forces to break, it's a forever burner of the ecosystem. And you still get all the price performance of Titan X because it's one-to-one Titan X. So you get all the benefits with a forever burner. I like the idea a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, and HLX is going to follow that same route, no doubt. That same concept, where it's one-to-one mint to HLX to the new token that is omni-chain. Yeah, with the burn feature in there, absolutely. Yeah,
it's a great idea. The only thing you need to crack there is you need to build something on that thing to make it valuable.
Oh, I'm already there. Like I was like starting to develop it, and then I was like, wait. I need to get HLX omni-chain first. Like let me step back here, one thing at a time. So I've already got 2 projects that I intend to launch on omni-chain. I just need to get HLX there first. So
yep.
And I've kind of been waiting, to be honest, like to see how X28 looks before I launch, but I still want to get into development ahead of time, and be ready for it. But I kind of want to, I still haven't decided on how the LPs would look, because like right now, HLX is paired with Titan X. So does my HLX 2.0, it needs to be paired with X28 on every chain, I think.
That will be an ideal scenario, because otherwise you create R breaks because the native chains don't follow Titan X price. So it would essentially drag down instead of push up.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why omni-chain Titan X just replace build on Titan X with build on X28. Just all the logic, just X28 instead of Titan X.
Yeah.
And then you still get all the benefits of it.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I was figuring. But I need X28 out there before I can launch what I'm trying to do to, pair with it on all these chains.
I'm working on it. I don't think it's going to take long.
No, and I've got plenty going on, so I'm not like trying to rush you. But I am feeling the FOMO, like let's go.
Yep. And then Shogun.
I'm losing my fucking mind over here with like FOMO inside my head. I'm just like, ah! I'm so excited with what you're saying right now. I'm like, is there anyone who can teach me how to rob a bank? Like, I don't have enough. Can I get a firstborn to sell? I got some serious FOMO going on in my head, man.
Yeah. And the cool thing is, because X28 is going to be one-to-one creatable with Titan X, that means whatever X28 does, Titan X inherently benefits. Because it will burn Titan X, which makes all the build on Titan X more profitable. X28 is essentially just Titan X, with some very special mechanics in the back. That's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out.
And it's launching like in the hyper deflation stage. So I imagine like the X28 supply is going to be very small. I don't know. Like let me see, what's the supply at looking like now? I mean, how many more protocols do we need? We've got a handful coming out soon, and they pull in a few more trillion. Like we're running out so fast.
I wouldn't be surprised at all if Shogun hits 30 trillion. When I said I created a monster, I fucking mean it. This thing is the best thing I've ever built.
When we talk about like not having enough Titan X, I don't think about it like that. I think about it in terms of like, I'm running out of time to properly accumulate more. Like that's like, I don't have enough time to get any more, man. Like, Shogun's gonna get 30 trillion. Bro.
That's
not financial advice. Don't FOMO. Don't sell your house. Don't do anything crazy. 30
trillion sounds just unattainable. Like that blows my mind to see that. Like even just Hydra pulling in 20, I was like, and Volt broke that too as well, didn't they?
Yeah, Volt at 21. 21 and Hydra
Still
actually
going.
check. Yeah, Hydra is still going through its first wave. Yeah, Hydra at 24 trillion. So yeah, Shogun could easily do 30 trillion. Why not?
Because there's that's over half the supply. Like
Just make it a great deal.
yeah.
I'm hearing that the road to Valhalla is getting paved. That's what I'm hearing.
I mean, even Element280, 10 trillion. You're almost there.
I know. I was talking about that earlier. Like I was like, okay, big ones will get 10 to 20. And then, but in my head, I relegated big ones to whatever you and Eric launch in any sort of really, really major protocol like Ouroboros. And in my head, like all the rest of them are like 1 to 2. Bro, 10 trillion. Not even out of mint phase yet. Congratulations.
Yeah, I mean, so that's 3 weeks at that same rate. You know, we're looking at, you know, maybe another 3 trillion, 3 to 4 trillion.
Probably 15. There's definitely going to be some last day FOMO for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can't mint any more NFTs after that, and a lot of us know what the WhatsApp, what the NFT was doing. So, we all remember that. At least those of us who were around that. And
do you have some of those NFTs, Mo? Or you just heard about them?
I didn't. But that's why I'm going to FOMO into this one at the end. Because I remember that whole thing. And I was like, I'm not touching that. I hate NFTs. Those did what? Wait. How is it designed? So the last man stand?
Yeah, it made me laugh. They're like, yeah, this is like WhatsApp. And I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And then like 3, 4 more people are like, yeah, this sounds like WhatsApp. And I'm like, what? How did I miss this? I'm completely new to Pulse Chain, so this had to have been before my time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was mostly last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
So yeah,
Pulse people will FOMO, I think, on this. Well, I mean, FOMO is a bad word, but they'll go in right before that mint phase ends because it's your last chance to get another version of a WhatsApp NFT. And for us, that's like, oh yeah, I'm not making that fucking mistake twice.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. And then like once the supply is capped and the buy and burn can actually run freely, how many people burn NFTs? You know, like people are gonna do it. I just feel it. Like there's G's out there.
Always happen.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait. All of you, burn your NFTs. Get rid of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing with the Element280 NFTs is arbitrage bots are always going to exist. So I don't think I'll ever burn one. Even if we enter a bear market, it's like, it's just free money essentially. And if you really want your money back, it's still backed by the token. Like if emergency case or whatever, I look at the NFT essentially as a liquid position that just pays. It's how I've always looked at Element280.
Once you ROI on any of these things that have staking payments or rewards payments or something like that, it's just a free passive line of income. You stack those up as much as you can.
Yeah, but when they see the value of the tokens backing it, there's gonna be people that are gonna be like, yeah, I don't care about rewards anymore. I just want that pile right there.
Yep. Yeah. And then Jake and I are gonna be making awesome passive income. So thank you.
Yeah. And that's one, like, this is something that I feel like should be designed in all future protocols somehow, some way. Like, you cannot get diluted on your payouts. Like, it's only your share of the pool is only going to grow larger as people burn NFTs, and like nobody can mint another one to dilute you. So
there was only one thing I would have changed about Element280. It would be have the ability to go from token into NFT as well, instead of just NFT into token. Because then people would have a reason to buy off the market in the future and create the NFT.
Yeah. So I thought about that, and I really, really liked the idea of like just that one-way street, like because that's how Titan Legends works. You can go back and forth. Or same with like Dragon X. And so I definitely considered it, and I was like, no, this is going to be a one-way street. Like these NFTs are going to become rare, and that's what I really wanted to design, was something extremely rare. You know,
I mean, it's definitely extremely. Yeah, my God, like 41% of the supply burned. That's unreal.
yeah,
And it is. So the thing I was starting to think about is, okay, so it goes from 16% tax to 4% tax. So in theory, the reward should go down, but the price can also move freely, and it's a hyperinflationary token. So I think that might just cancel out, not 100%, but a good bit, just because the thing is more valuable inherently. So even though you get less number of it, you still get a similar dollar value, which is kind of the interesting thing about, because 41% burned, man, that's what?
it's
That's crazy.
like, yeah, it's like, I mean, Titan X goes hyper deflationary. It does a 2x. That means the liquidity in all of the pools 2x's right there. You know, like that's doubling the arbitrage volume just like that. So I feel like this project is launched in that perfect window. Like you keep saying November 8th, November 8th, like that's hyperdeflation. Minting ends November 9th. You know, it's like right there. Like, let's go.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Morpheus also ends around that point. Yeah, everybody was definitely rushing to get out before hyperinflation.
Right. Because like I don't see, 6 months from now talking about pulling in $1 trillion on a token launch. Like I don't see, how does that, it's not, it won't be the same ever again.
I'll challenge you on that. Shogun, baby.
I want to see it. I'm gonna hold you to it. I'm gonna be watching those stats. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, look at this
Yeah,
comment.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, can y'all
Yeah.
just shut up so I can get more rewards?
That's been the evolution of people like figuring out the protocol, and then being like shouting like, oh my god, this is great, everyone should do it, and then they realize, wait, that's, I don't want more NFTs minted. No. And then they shut up.
That was my struggle with Blaze. I love Blaze so much, and I was like, these staking payouts are so amazing. If I tell people how amazing they are, they won't be so amazing for me anymore. Damn it!
Yeah.
But people have to know.
Yeah.
The struggle is real.
Right.
People got to know.
Yeah.
That's why this ecosystem is where it is. Sorry, go ahead.
So the interesting thing about the ecosystem is, once a pattern has played out, people know how to play it. So like Volt came out of nowhere. Volt came out of nowhere and nobody really knew how to play it. And then all of a sudden, after 5 days, it started going nuts. So Shogun has a very similar supply distribution method. So 28 days of auctions. So I'm very curious to see how that plays out. People might just front run it or play it differently because they saw what a short distribution period did, like Volt. So that's going to be very interesting to see, because Volt, like, it pulled in 21 trillion and it keeps pulling in every day with the treasure Volt. So that's going to be very interesting to see. It's going to be a 28-day distribution. So the way I'm going to do the launch is X28 comes first. That's going to be infrastructure. So there's going to be Omnichain, Titan X, and then Shogun is going to launch on top of X28. But for Shogun, you'll have to use Titan X to get in, and then the Titan X goes through X28, because otherwise you get like adoption issues. So yeah, Titan X goes into Shogun. It pushes up X28 along the way. And then I was thinking maybe you launch Shogun on all chains. Like each chain has its own Shogun and it just uses X28. That was one thing that was like kind of crossing my mind.
Like, it would still take Titan X on every chain, though. I mean, I don't see how that
X28
would
does.
work.
X28 does. So X28 is 1-to-1 creatable with Titan X.
Okay.
And then, because Shogun is a protocol I could launch and just let it be, and it would operate on its own. Because like with auctions kind of force themselves to close out. Otherwise, the arbitrage is too sweet for people. So like by having X, this is just something that ran through my mind. It's probably going to be only on Ethereum for quite a while, like probably a very long time. But then it could roll out to other chains. And then there might be a way to like kind of make them interact. The only thing with Shogun, I was thinking about Shogun making Shogun omnichain as well, but I don't think it's possible with a tax token because it's Uniswap v2 pools, and then you have like weird layer 0 stuff with the transfers. Like it gets weird when it comes to like it's like omnichain tokens should
Well,
be
you
very
can-
clean, no taxes.
You can whitelist the omnichain contract.
True.
So that it's
But that's a lot of work. Yeah, because the way layer 0 works is you have to have smart contracts on each chain that represent the core one. So then you would have to whitelist all the contracts on all the chains for that address. And if the address changes or it's like a different validator sending a message, that might get confusing. So like tax tokens are actually very hard on layer 0. Like omni-chain tax tokens are very hard. I think there's a bunch of like security risks there. Because if something gets invalidated throughout the transfer, the tokens just get lost, which kind of sucks for the user. Yeah, so I think omnichain should be very clean, which is why X28 has no taxes. Yeah, that was just something running through my mind.
I still want to make that happen somehow, some way. I think I can.
I mean, if you figure it out, hell yeah.
Yeah, I need to look into it more. I started looking into it, and the code looked fairly simple as far as launching a token on it.
Yeah, it's just a lot of setup. It's linking everything together on all chains. Like, it's a lot of setup. But they have a pretty good OFT standard for like omnichain stuff.
Right. So I assume like X28 is going to have like a rollout. You're not going to just launch on 20 chains all at once, right? It would just be like slowly launching on multiple chains as you deploy contracts after contract after contract.
Probably. Yeah, I'll probably launch X28, then do one chain, see if it works, and then do all the other chains over time. Because with the cool thing about layer 0 is you can always add chains. Just deploy the contract there, link it up. So we can add any chain in the future that supports layer 0.
Yeah, and that'll make it simple. Like as layer 0 supports more chains, you can just very easily adopt it and add to it. Yeah. And like to me, it doesn't hurt anything. Like why wouldn't you put it on every single chain? I don't know. Maybe it makes, on some ghost chains, maybe it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's a good
who's
question.
going to use it,
The main thing is also liquidity. Like you have to get liquidity on each chain with a native.
Right.
Or X28. So that might be. But you can. Well, X28 is actually not that hard because you can just get the supply on Ethereum and then just bridge it over to create a LP. Because it's just going to be a super simple bridge page. But it needs to have ample liquidity, especially if you want people to build on it.
And I guess it would be paired with like bridged Ethereum on every chain.
I was thinking about doing native of each chain. So, for example, on Base, it's Ethereum. On Arbitrum, it's also Ethereum.
Yeah.
On
like BNB on Binance.
Yes, BNB, for example, it would be BNB.
I like that plan because now you're creating arbitrage opportunities across, because every chain it's paired against the native token, and as those native tokens are going up and down, X28 is, and that's creating opportunities for people to want to mint more X28 to go sell down on different chains.
True. In a perfect world, everything would be paired with TitanX, and TitanX would have the native liquidity, but then you'd run into the same stuff. Because then TitanX would move on that chain based on that. So you end up coming to the same end result. Yeah, there's a lot that can be done there, man. Like, I think we could do some crazy shit when it comes to omnichain.
Oh, yeah. And attract tons of builders. Like, there's so many things that Ethereum limits us with the gas fees, like
It's
just
huge.
on-chain games, like that's why they go to these other chains. So if we give them the option to build a game on TitanX through X28 on their preferred chain, like now we're cooking.
100%. 100%.
What's up, Kool-Aid?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Oh, just chilling, FOMOing ourselves is what we're doing.
There you go. Yeah, I just got out of my playtest, trying to get everything done for the game launch, and then hopped on Ali's stream real quick, and then hopped over here, and
now staring at that pop light for a couple hours. Man, that 24-hour streams or 12-hour streams per day was horrible, especially staring into that damn bright light for 12 hours a day.
Yeah, you're used to it though. Just staring at lights and computers.
That is true. That is true. Normally they're not as bright as the pop, but yes, that is true. You do burn your eyes though after a while.
Yeah, because usually I use soft boxes and I stopped using them because I get a headache if I do longer streams.
Right.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
it's
just
pretty
have like a
intense.
random light now.
Well, then it starts to heat up your room based on how many pops you have.
Okay, so dude, you were talking about Omnichain Helios. What do you have in mind?
Like as far as Helios goes, it's just that straight same concept where you're 1-for-1 burning HLX, and to mint this new token. I don't have a name for it. Just call it HLX 2.0. And from there, I have like as far as like the process, how I want to do that, because like you were saying, like, you know, when you create X28, you're going to burn part of it. I'm sure there may be something else going with the other part. You're, you know, adding liquidity or something. I haven't quite figured that out, but I do know what I want to build multi-chain. That, I mean, I've been talking about wind vaults for forever. That was supposed to launch like last month.
I remember that. Yeah, what was that?
I never really talked about it. And I still don't really want to release any information on it. But it's designed for multi-chain. You know, I was looking at launching this on like probably 5 different chains, and then I realized, I'm like, well, actually I want to utilize HLX on every single chain, because before it was like you know, there's value coming back to HLX via like their treasuries, but then I'm realizing like using HLX as an input token is even more valuable. So that's when I was like, well, I'm going to make HLX as an input for wind vaults on every chain. And that's when I was like, well, okay, let me stop what I'm doing. I need to get Omni-chain going so that when I launch wind vaults, HLX can be there on every part of it. So
I love how our mind goes the same direction, because I had the same idea with X28 being the input on the other chains.
yeah,
We all end up coming to the same conclusion. It's so cool to see. I love it.
Sure.
I
And
mean,
you can
I
even
think,
know I don't want to give away too much game theory, because I'd actually want to talk to Jake about some stuff and all the rest of that after this or whenever you got some time. But yeah, using different ways, not just the input token, but how the variables you can use that token be used not just as input, but as other different binding, you know, use cases.
go on.
Not on stream.
Everybody wants to share it a lot, but not the secret sauce, you know? They want to release the secret sauce first.
I get yelled at all the time. Like, I'll just start talking and then my phone just starts going crazy. Be like, shut up, shut up, shut up. And I'm like, I didn't even say anything. And they don't even speak Larryism anyways. So like they'll get only 3 words out of it.
It's fine. This is turning into a big teaser stream anyway. We're just getting people hyped up and then being like, I'll take it later. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, but you can do a lot with that, like one-to-one. So for example, if you do the Omnichain Helios, you could do half of the Helios gets burned, the other half buys and burns the Omnichain token.
Yeah.
And then you create your own arbitrage loop, and then if you put utility on it on all the other chains, you break that arbitrage all the time. That's such a fucking powerful model, man. I love that shit. And if all the supply comes from Ethereum, then it's additive, not dilutive.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
all the value that accrues back. Oh man, I love that model.
Yeah, that's, I mean, the whole core of Pulsar, right? Is because like we want you to hit that ceiling. We want you to put your LP right in between that. And then due to the dynamic protocol fee, we can handle that buy and burn after it does some crazy silly amount when you know, a test token does a 30,000x and be like, whoa, hold on. This is just an experiment. Chill. But that without those use cases, you wouldn't know what would happen. But then you can play the game back and forward with that type of stuff. So then you can have an input token come from the other side as well, breaking the arbitrage ceiling on a different aspect of a different protocol. And then you're doing the same, you know, seesaws, as I like to say, and everyone gives me crap about, but it is true. It's load balance, right? And it's just like a network effect or Harvard's law bond liquidity. It's all the same when it comes to, you know, things get treated best when they get the best use case yield or, you know, benefactor.
So what are you guys thinking about building one protocol, releasing it on the Ethereum version of Pulsar and Pulse chain version of Pulsar, or two different protocols?
Both. Yeah. So the build on Pulsar, because of the way that Pulsar is scripted to strictly pull Titanx in, because that has two sides of the input token, right? You can then build on Pulsar, which will stay in a particular range, but Cataclysmic moves everything up. And because we've already sussed out how to do that with iBurn in between EICOSA and PICOSA, we already know that we can bind both directions, right? And so, yeah, you could build on Titanx on Pulse chain and then have that unit of either input token or use case be bridged back over to, let's say, working to the DragonX Kingdom or the Blaze Kingdom or all the rest of that. You can go both ways.
Wait, I blacked out there.
Well, we'll get on a call, and I've got so much, even old system decks and stuff that I wrote out years ago that are really bloody interesting. Yeah, and I can't wait to actually bite at the chomp to get this done. We've also got a bunch of people that are builders over here that have been wanting to work with me for a while. We just got to get everything nipped and tucked on Gift side. What he's doing right now, he's waiting for his peer review because that's how we do things on our side. And we're talking with Jake behind the scenes on all the rest of that. Yeah, but once the arbitrage machine is turned on, it now is a humming beast for anyone that wants to build on Pulsar. And each time it breaks those peg, it creates veracity on either end of the chain. So it's going to be fun to see. It'll be really, really fun to see.
Yeah. I mean, I watched GIF. I know what it's capable of. Like,
and that was just in V1.
Yeah, and that's the cool part of it, because what happened with GIF and PGIF is it worked because GIF was hyperdeflationary. So they actually picked the perfect time to launch, because now you have a hyperdeflationary Titanx after November 8th. So it has a very similar starting point.
It's perfect timing, perfect storm with everything. Actually, everything has a perfect storm.
Yes, let's go.
Sometimes it's really good to be surrounded by smart people, and right now it's very evident to me that I'm the dumbest motherfucker in the room. So I'm just.
I disagree with that.
Cream over here.
Mo is my spirit animal. Just FYI, Mo is my damn spirit animal.
Appreciate you. By the way, that was the longest it ever took you to say load balancing. I think it was a solid 3 minutes.
I mean, I can say it forwards and backwards. That's where you have a balancing loop.
As he said, creation, not inflation yet.
I mean, I can do simulation and speculation.
No.
What one of the things I might see happen is I launch X28 with the model, and then you do it, and then I can see all the builders follow. Like Vault builds an omni-chain version that is one-to-one creatable, goes all chains, and then we can have all our liquidity bonding stuff on all the chains together.
Absolutely.
And it all comes back from Ethereum.
Absolutely.
Man, if we have that shit, it's game over. It's just game over. That's simple.
And what's even crazier is then you start to bind the people in those communities as well, right? Because that's what I was talking about with Ali. Like this whole SEC court case isn't just about Richard Hart. It's about actually getting the laws put in the right way for DeFi for all of us. So, this court case will have a huge paramount, binding onto Ripple, onto Arbitrum, onto Solana, onto what is possibly a security, because all those laws are from the 30s. Like you can't use pre-fax machine law and then try to apply it to, fiber optic high range internet. Right? It just doesn't work. It's like trying to, calculate the speed of a horse with an abacus. Like, I mean, there's sometimes you have to realize you have to move into the future.
Yeah. It's retarded. Oh, yeah, exactly right. You said it perfectly. It's ridiculous. And they just need to be overturned. I feel like they're dragging their feet on purpose. I don't know. Just speculation.
Well, I think another thing is that old, retired, mentally declining rich people are the ones that could afford to buy office. Now we've got younger people that are making very good money that can afford to run for office, can afford to lobby, aren't ground to the 9-to-5 game that they put that glass ceiling over, whether that's healthcare, whether that's work and wellness, whether it's all those things. So I think this next 10 plus years, we're going to see the face of politics shift a lot to hopefully a younger generation. If we look at like JFK, he was 35, 38. I'm not a history buff at all, but younger, right? To actually be elected. When was the last time you've seen someone under 55, 60 be elected? Very, very, very rarely. And even at the younger level on the stateside, it's, do you have the financial wherewithal to get to those positions or to get past the gatekeepers? Because one of the most interesting thing about prestige is when you have the power to tell a billionaire no, because you have something that's worth more than their money and they can't buy it out of you. And so we're setting to those places where if you have this evergreen bedrock of interoperability that we get through understanding what's happening right now in both crypto and how that's going to counterbalance AI or all the rest of that genie that's out of the bottle, the world's going to change. And the world's going to change very, very fast, that people that aren't tied into it are going to be asking, why do I need to have an email? Right? You know what I mean? What is an attachment and why is it worth anything?
I never thought about that, like email going obsolete. Like I've seen it show up and now we're going to see it go away. That'd be interesting.
I mean, things move really, really fast, right? And that's the whole thing, is that it's not that it's obsolete, it's that it evolves.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Do you remember the Motorola phones where you would click to talk and it was like you were just straight doing like a CV?
So like
that went in and went out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That went in and went out just like that.
Well, that's kind of interesting. I was a phone freaker back in the early 90s, started when I was like 13. And the reason why it was important or paramount is because no one had any idea what any of that was. And because no one had any idea, you were the kingmaker of that particular knowledge of that arena, because people just pressed a power button. They thought a CD-ROM tray was a cup holder, right? The actual use case of the hell, they don't even have CD trays for the most part in most modern computers. So even that has phased out, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That was something,
CDs.
yeah. That was something that I thought would never go away. CDs was like, oh, this is the future forever. Like that didn't last too long at all. Like iPod just killed that immediately.
Well, technically, it was the Jobs' law is Steve Jobs didn't build a tech company. He built a social parabola, and that social parabola of Facebook being prestige, right? Or we'll go with Jobs' law and Facebook's law. With Jobs' law, it is the prestige of the device, which creates the network effect. With Facebook, it's kind of the other way around. They're doing the network effect by the amount of people being let in, because they had the Ivy League colleges first and then all the rest of that. But we're seeing even Facebook or Meta's hold wane because it didn't advance. It just bought other companies to kind of storyboard its portfolio back up, rather than staying at bedrock and trying to innovate, create something new. So it is kind of interesting to watch how the giants can fall. And that's why you build on the bones of giants, right? I mean, hell, with all the LLMs that are now out, Google AdSense is going to take probably a huge hit. So where does Advert now get its engagement? Well, that's what SocialFi is going to be. So like all these things are moving really, really, really fast, and to get us all into a pretty interesting place.
Yeah. And then enter blockchain, just undoubtedly amazing technology. Like what could you relate the technology of blockchain to? Like the internet itself?
Well, I mean, the first blockchain would be a ham radio, right? Actually making broadcasts of messages that can be received shortwave and long range. And even to this day, your handle is very, very particular. If you get on there without having a registered handle and all the rest of that, just like having your own seed words to make that broadcast on that frequency. First Bitcoin was EverQuest gold mining. First attachment on an email was the first NFT. Azeroth World of Warcraft Dex House was the first Dex. And so all of those are just evolvements of particular games or experiences or all the rest of that binded back that we now get to experience a lot more congruently.
Somebody requested we feed you shrooms so that you could explain the universe to us.
I may have some in the next bedroom.
Can we do another stream on that? That would be great.
Sure.
You know the crazy part? You know the crazy part about Kool-Aid? He's like this now. Just imagine him on Burning Man.
Oh, you'll have to come over for it. It's like nothing you've ever experienced. It's like nothing you ever experienced. I mean, hell, I was a raver back when I was 15 and I'm 43 now. So yeah, the burn isn't about just getting fucked up. It's about opening your eyes to so many different haptic, didactic, and experiences that you never see before, and from all sorts of walks of life.
This man just described Burning Man with haptic and didactic. Like, what are you?
Yeah, but
You're
Mo, you need to
killing me.
understand it's like load balancing life through a different viewport.
And then that's through Occam's razor and Alice's
Reinforcing
looking
loops.
glass.
That's amazing. Someone's like, "What planet is this guy from?"
Planet
Look,
Titan.
different
Actually,
level.
planet,
Hey,
oh
there you
yeah,
go. Oh yeah.
oh yeah.
Different levels of intelligence. It's good to be in a room full of smart people.
Yeah.
Always move into different rooms and always learn from all of them.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to what's next for Pulsar. I mean, everyone was like, Pulsar, what is it? And you're like, it's the foundation. Well, we have a foundation now, so now I'm excited to see what's the first building that's built on top of this foundation.
Absolutely. Yeah, and we've got some really cool people that that we've been talking to right now. It's just give the time that it needs to land the plane properly, and everything is go time. And that's the whole thing, is like when you have a one-person team, I think Super Shadowy is the only person that really understands that, especially if you're the dev, you're the founder, you're the talking point, and it's a lot of damn work. So, it's going well. It's going well, I assure you.
I can't imagine being a one-man show like what Super Shadowy is doing. Like, how many hours of his life went into that? It's got to be astounding.
Oh yeah, I mean 8 months of basically bleeding on 20-hour days. He's a cool guy, man. Like, I've been poking him back and forward for the last year. He is a great dude. And whenever he's ready, I'm more than happy to be his dancing monkey if he doesn't want to talk as excitedly as I do.
Yeah, no, I mean, if anybody brings it up, I always say, yeah, I like it. What he's doing is amazing.
Oh, it's going to be a trendsetter because it's on a completely different octave on what a lot of the other protocols are doing. I mean, to be able to have an algo stable that's based on a bonding curve, and not even be able to really get your tokens for the first year unless you want to take a hit on your drip, but then be able to do other things on top of that. That means you can also rubber duck other protocols on it while it's in its vesting period. Just like, let's say, for example, when you mint Pulsar, you get credit for your mines on the original Titan X 8% eventually bonus, but it doesn't calculate the bonus till the end of your miners. So if you start a miner today and you mint a bunch of Pulsar in between, when you eventually unmint your 280-day miner, that's when it's going to calculate that bonus. So you can do multiple things that actually bind onto everyone else's timelines on what they're building with their own protocols.
She said it again for people, but just kind of lower a little bit. Like, if you take part in Pulsar,
when you mint Pulsar, you get a credit because 100% of Titan X is burned in Pulsar, or soft burned if you want to take the ones that get sent over to Pulse Chain. We take 0 of it. But if you look at the flow graph, a portion of those that stays on Ethereum, 87.5% of that, or 87% of that, gets credited to your wallet because it gets sent back to the original Titan X burn protocol. And once you get up to 80 billion, it's an 8% bonus. I assume, Jake, then that means every 10 billion is 1%. Is that right? Yep. So every 10 billion that you burn, you are getting credit for a permanent 1% on your miner. Oh, so if it says miner ROI is -4, well, if you burn 40 billion Pulsar, now you're at even Steven when your miner comes done. And that 8% is going to be huge into the future for people that want to make those inflation now that we don't have miners coming out.
The Titan X mining is coming soon.
Is always good.
Oh yeah. And thank you again. Pulsar is sending Titan X to HLX Treasury, along with Dragon X, supporting the ecosystem.
Yeah, we tried to get more, but there was no way to interact with the smart contracts. I know GIF reached out to all the other builders, but you guys are the two that actually had the ability to nest all that together within the same smart contract.
Mm-hmm.
Can we go to a couple questions, because we had some questions stacking up for Element280 a little bit, and then into Jake talking.
I'll be right back.
Why the 40? There's a 48-hour wait to get the NFTs after you mint, correct?
No NFTs are in your wallet the second you mint them. The 48-hour that he's talking about, that's just if you want to burn it. And that's the reason we have that, is because the same reason you have to wait 48 hours on token minting. Like, we don't want people
then, maybe
to do.
Because
yeah,
the token minting an NFT technically.
Yeah, I guess so. Like, I mean, token minting is token minting, but NFT minting comes with tokens, and that's why we have that 48-hour. But like, you're available for rewards immediately. Like, you can immediately put that NFT for sale on the marketplace. You just can't burn it for 48 hours.
Gotcha. And so if you mint Element280, you have to wait 48 hours, so you can't jeet right away.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense. Okay. I have no idea what this means. Anyone?
Neither do I.
Okay. Huh? Give it a shot. Predictions on ecosystem volume when the Volt wheel pillars are pushing millions through liquidity pairs. Oh, well, I mean, I guess kind of you answered it. I guess millions through liquidity pairs. That'll be your.
I'm curious to see, man. I think if we can pull it together with Volt staking, getting the liquidity fees of all the pillars, that's a cool system, man. Like, whatever Steve's building, I like it a lot.
Yeah,
because he put a whole, you know, when you're like riding your bike and then somebody puts a stick in your front wheel. That's what Steve did with the Volt perpetual auctions. It's like, wait, what the fuck? I can do that thing. Well, it's kind of like everybody's feeling, because like auctions are cool, but usually auctions are inflation. Because I remember that call I had with Steve was we were running through the game theory for Volt, and I gave this general idea of buying tokens off market instead of it having coming from inflation. And then he ran with it, and then like a couple of weeks later we have Volt. It's like, damn, that was worth the 1 hour Zoom.
Yeah, right. Jeez,
that was so good. Volt is amazing. So if you can do the Volt staking, all the pillars also feed back into Volt, and they're paired with Volt, so all the pillars also benefit from Volt. It's like an epic kind of closed loop system. And then you have the wheel, which pushes liquidity through all the pairs. Then you have the nexuses operating on all the pillars. So if you can then stake Volt to get liquidity of all that liquidity action that's happening, man, Volt might be a powerhouse. I like that idea a lot. And then if you can do the omni-chain stuff that we're doing on top of Volt, take an omni-chain and pair it with everything that build on Titan X on the other chains. Oh, rest in peace. Rest in peace to the competition.
I feel like once you get a couple of builders, definitely me and maybe some more, and they see us doing that same thing, there's no doubt everyone else is gonna be like, oh, I'm missing out on this. Like, and they're gonna want to follow that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, because the model, I think, because we both landed on a very similar model. The model is actually very simple. There's nothing complicated about the omni-chain 1-for-1, because there's not like crazy game theory or tokenomics going on. You want it to be 1-for-1, so it breaks the peg and burns the Ethereum supply. Yeah, it should be easy to implement. As long as people understand like how you link the contracts together. Once that's explained, people are going to be like, oh, it's actually simpler than I thought.
What do you think about doing the pillars all at once versus spreading them out? Do you even have an idea of what the best way to go on that is? I mean, it's such a unique idea.
My thoughts are like the pillars all have different input tokens, so it's not like they're like competing against each other. And like, what is Viper taking?
Dragon X.
Okay, so same concept. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think it's fine. I think it's doing it all at once is even stronger, because it's going to create like a huge shock for Volt itself, because they're going to get all the pillars are going to be growing simultaneously, and then it's what it does for Volt, I think, will be huge.
So with Element280, can you create liquidity pairs with all the vault pillars and future protocols as well?
Mhm.
Not for
Yeah,
like the
I've-
buy and burn matting, but just like liquidizing all
yeah.
the pairs.
Yeah, we've already added Pulsar, Ouroboros, Alien X, Lotus. Yeah, we're adding them. The only thing is we can't mint E280 tokens, so you gotta buy those off market. So it's kind of community led at this moment. Like I think Lotus has already got like $7,000 in the LP. Like people are seeing like, that there's arbitrage opportunities on all these pairs as soon as they get created. So.
Oh
And that's
yeah.
one reason to hold the NFT, though, right? It's because you're going to get those element tokens, and after that, you can create LP with it.
With your favorite ecosystem token. Yep.
That's right.
And now you're getting paid on trades in 2 different ways. And like the impermanent loss is mitigated so much with if you're in the Titan X ecosystem. If Titan X goes up, both sides of your LP go up with it. And it's like there's no impermanent loss on that.
And that's what I was listening while I was having my smoke, is that with the Volt wheel, it's basically you have to consider which part of the tech tree you want to be investing in when those go out, if they're all launched on the same day, and which one of those mean the most to you personally based on your portfolio sense or where you want to see your future going. But since they're all basically going around robin around the entire core nexus of the root of the tech tree, it really doesn't matter where you put that, because it's going to be cyclical on how it goes around robin anyways. I'd be curious if Steve is listening, if you would do an RNG to see where the funds would go next, instead of just going round robin, like on Monday it goes this way and on Tuesday it goes to the next one, because then you have people that'll front run that situation. Whereas if it did a random number generator and that card was pulled out of a hat, I mean, at the very end, where the next one's going to go clearly. But at the end of the day, it keeps the randomness up on to keep everything fresh.
I like it the way that he's doing, because if you do it at random, you don't create the buy back.
Sure.
Yeah, because then you create cells. Yeah, it might be. I get where you're coming from.
Two ways to consider it, right? One is where people are going to front run, but then it adds a giant boon to where it goes the next day. The other one, people are expecting things, so then they're going to be setting their bots and their positions and all the rest of that.
Yeah, with the pillars also, a vault type system with the perpetual auctions, it scales according to what enters into it.
Sure.
So you have small pillars, big pillars, and it will all operate just fine.
Sure.
It's going to be very interesting to see how it plays out. So I think either launching them staggered, you could create cell pressure on each pillar as the next pillar is launched. So I think doing it all on the same day and just eating the chaos for like the 8-day distributions on all of them is probably the best move.
Sure. And it gives it a bit of randomness to the whole thing, which actually gives some organicness. Rather, if it's predictable, it's static, theoretically.
Yeah, I definitely think you're going to get people that are in those tokens, in those ecosystems already. Those are going to be your primary participants. So,
and then on the pillars, everything goes back that it harvests out to the Vault treasury. I always got confused on how Vault is the core of the wheel itself.
Yeah, so you have the pillars and then you have the wheel. So the pillars are separated. Well, the wheel goes through the pillars only.
Doggo.
Doggo, yes.
Yeah, so the pillars, all of them are paired with Vault. So for example, let's use Inferno. Inferno has Bull built on top of it as a Vault pillar. So the pair on Bull is Vault Bull.
That's interesting. Everything comes back to the spread from Vault being the primary input between all the different subderivatives built on the pillars.
Yes. Yeah, so everything feeds back, and then a percentage of the Vault that collects always goes back to the Vault treasury. And every time it does that Nexus, it's like 8% of that, and that kind of runs forever and refills. That Nexus idea is something that kind of broke my brain, because I definitely get where he's coming from. It's a cool idea, just kind of like recircling across the pairs, keeping that liquidity locked in the system, and essentially never running dry. Because if no new economic energy comes in, it gets smaller over time because the percentages go everywhere. But that takes forever. And even if it goes from like $1 million down to $100, it's still going to do it. It just gets smaller and smaller numbers. So that's going to be very interesting. I'm paying close attention to how the Nexus act.
Well, it's
on
a
each pillar.
supply and demand shock, right? Even though the numbers are smaller, the amount that's available is also smaller unless you're buying spot.
Wait, can you repeat that?
Unless you're buying
Oh
spot,
man, he
like on
needs
the
like
deck.
a pillar and
Well, when it gets added to the
Sure.
treasury with perpetual auctions, like you kind of know what basket you're getting or what can be expected from that raffle or that auction, right? Whereas the only if that bucket of that treasury is smaller, then that means you can only get it from there, which means it's rare, or you can just buy it like on market, on spot, right? So at least you know what is available within that raffle or that auction for that particular time frame that you can actually get.
Yeah, and then vault staking. I
Mhm.
want to see him really do that. I think that's a sick idea. Yeah, for the people that don't know, the idea behind vault staking is they can vault stake it, and there's going to be a smart contract that owns all the liquidity across all the pairs with all the pillars, etc. And then all the liquidity fees would accrue to people staking that vault, which is the core of the vault ecosystem within build on TitanX.
Yeah, that's one
awesome.
of the interesting things that we did with Pulsar on the V2 on the other side is that the protocol owns everything, not a user, not a smart contract, or not a wallet or any of the rest of that. So it can compound in that way. So if the contract owns that, not a hot wallet or any of the rest of that, you have more secure and way to bind and compound it more dynamically, I think.
Mm-hmm. You were going to say something, dude? I think I interrupted you.
I don't know. I think I was I'd like to see vault pillars like on like an omni chain where each chain's got its own pillar, that's feeding back to vault. I think that would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's so many things that can be done, so little time.
Right. I mean, the cool thing about the ecosystem. The cool thing about the ecosystem is once we hit a bear market, I'm just going to be building because then you're just chilling. You're chilling. There's not the pressure of like, hey, bull market, hit your time horizon, run. It's just a bear market. You just build. Like I remember because during the last bull market, a bear market, I was building TitanX. It just felt so peaceful. And now, whenever the price is going up and we're in the bull market, it's like your focus goes from like 100% to 20%. Like it's a drastic difference because you need to be marketing. You need to hit the ground 24/7 in a bull market.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, and you have that peace of mind to have time, in the bear, make strides in the bull, make innovations in the bear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're definitely going to be innovating in the bear. But let's own the bull.
That's right. That's when we'll start getting video games as we're in the bear market.
Yeah.
You want to touch Shrey's question down there? Shrey, he's always like, hey, liquidity.
Raise the best.
What's going on with this? He already went. There's no white paper out for X28, but he's already like, let's know the liquidity. Let me go.
So it is going to start with decent sized liquidity on each chain, and then it's just users go from there. So I haven't decided that number yet, but it's definitely not going to be small. It's going to be a decent amount on each chain, and it's going to be
TitanX
native. No, so on Ethereum it's going to be TitanX X28 as a pair, and then on the other chain it's going to be native X28 because X28 is the representation of TitanX since one-to-one creatable of TitanX on each chain. So that would be the equivalent of like the wrapped Ethereum TitanX pair on Ethereum, but then it would be native X28 on each chain that is not Ethereum.
On the Ethereum side, TitanX will be the only input token. Someone asked if you're going to use hyperstakes.
No, it's TitanX only. X28 is TitanX only. Because if you add another protocol into it, because as TitanX goes up, everything benefits by default. But if Hyper gets included into X28, because I've thought about it, and I actually have the code for it, I wrote the code for it, and I ended up removing it because burning Hyper doesn't benefit the whole ecosystem. It benefits the Hyper kingdom. Burning TitanX and having all the economic energy focused there helps everyone by default. So that's why we did TitanX only.
Yeah, it's a generation or the genesis of where everything branches out from. So you always want to like go back to that fundamental nexus point where everything starts, because then everything pulls up from all the different families or tech trees or kingdoms, if you will. So it universally helps everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Musketeer Marketing wants to know, not like you haven't touched on it many times, but what the hell? What are your long-term goals? What was your long-term vision when you started this whole thing? And maybe touch on how it's shifted, or is it always what you thought the whole time?
Now I'm just going with the flow. Like what the hell? Even like the builder functions in Titanx were just built for me, and now we have all these cycles building on Titanx. Not even using the builder function, they just like the community and like, hey, we're building here. So like
I think
at
it's
this
a
point, it's just
practicality to take that next stage into the physical realm, physical world. Like, I don't want to give away too much stuff, but what about advert in real life? What about protocols that buy particular use cases of facets, Lamar billboards, land, real estate, all those other things that direct everything to something that people that may not be watching Telegram, Twitter, YouTube streams, that it's kind of like what Richard Hard said way back in the day with the direct marketing of the Hex postcards, because people don't have that tactical thing of getting something in the mail that actually like pops out in their head. You can be like, fuck is this? This is in my mailbox. I know that's that analog crazy fax machine shit, but people do check their mail, and something like that may catch their eye. And then binding things into the physical place, I think education and all the rest of that can be really interesting on, you know, how that counters, again, like what we've seen with Google AdSense. Google wouldn't be Google without AdSense. And how we bind this together. There's my boy.
What's going on?
What's up, Valley?
What sort of
How are you, buddy?
I
What
love
about
how
it?
these streams just end up being the boys hanging out.
Yeah.
It always starts like super serious, and then it's just a bunch of dudes hanging out.
What's
You get everyone hyped up, man.
What's this crazy stream about?
E280 just broke 10
Yeah.
trillion. That's what's up. And then we're all going to Burning Man next year.
That's right.
Larry's
That's
roping
right.
everybody in, is he?
Once you go, you never come back. It's kind of like the games club
I
right
just
there.
found out I was going.
That's right.
That's it. Well, yep. I'll go. If everybody else is going, I'll go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
That or I need to come to
Ali.
England. You guys got that good drum bass out there.
Ooh, man. Okay, Shredder's had a crazy idea. So if all builders end up going omnichain using the model that me and Dude were talking about, and that Pulsar is doing, so it's actually good that we have Pulsar, because Pulsar does not have layer 0 support. So it's kind of like, because Eric was talking about everybody in the ecosystem finds something they don't like and they fix it, and that's what you guys did with Pulsar. Because like layer 0 will not support Pulse Chain because it's not on Pulse Chain. So like Pulsar is essentially the next derivative on Pulse Chain.
Right. And then
So cool,
technically
yeah.
we can make the version that you can convert into native Pulsar, right? So you can convert 1-to-1. And then from there, you can use that to rubber band anything else that you want on top of it. Sure. We actually had thought of doing both at the exact same time, but with a one-man team, it was just too much all at once. So no, it was definitely like in our scope of idioms that we wanted to try to do, but you know, realistically scope and get exactly what you want to do as a bullshot or a bullseye, and then expand on top of that. You can always expand. You can never come back from a whoopsie.
Yeah. So if everybody does that omni-chain thing, then Eric can also launch farms natively on each chain and have all our liquidity pairs on that. Man.
So
Man.
I noticed that you mentioned about Shogun going to be the first thing launching on X28. Does that mean X28's getting close? Does it?
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah, and the nice
You're
thing about
holding your
Pulsar is that you can
pocket.
experiment with it before it goes to other chains, because there is some very much of a blended community in between Titanx, Pulskins, Hexkins, and like all the rest of that, because we understand, like, a lot of people may not understand like what's under the hood if you weren't a Hexkin. But coming from Hex, it's very easy to see how well it's going to play. Or if you're in Zen, it's very easy to understand the importance of fair launch, but how to rope it back and actually make it that it actually ends the deflationary process, goes into hyperdeflation, and actually turns that metric key instead of trying to cobble together ways that how it's not going to unwind. I mean, it was an important lesson across the board that Jack created, right? Everything that you see is an important lesson, regardless if you agree with it or not. You should always like look at what you learned from something and apply it, right?
Larry, he just said X28 is close.
Mhm. I am aware.
Along with like Phoenix, Viper, I think Warps. I don't know.
Pillars.
It's hard to
Yeah.
keep track of it, man. It really is hard. It's getting started to keep track of everything.
E369.
It was okay to
Imagine-
keep track until about a week ago, and then it's kind of like.
Imagine if we didn't have Titan X Hub.
Hmm.
How the hell would we even survive?
Just a
What was the name
million
again?
open tabs, like everywhere, all the time.
That's pretty much my life.
I'm sure everybody must be on that 20 times a day at least, either checking portfolio or clicking links to somewhere. Yeah.
I never.
I mean, realistically, the most important thing is to check your contract address. Like at the end of the day, if you have any questions, check your contract address there. I mean, because Duck Screener should pull the right thing, but you never know. But always go back to your root when you're pulling your contract addresses.
Do we have to
Alex,
start? Go ahead.
Allie's in here. Hang on. Allie, I've been dying to get you to show some Pulse Wars on my channel. And I know it's not Titan X related, but can we just take a moment and hear about what you've created on Pulse Chain? Because I want to hear it.
Yeah. So,
Family related.
I just closed it. Honestly, I just closed everything down. All right. So the protocol, it's a fantasy league game. You imagine. I'll talk about it from a Titan X perspective because we do have it coming to Titan X, where you mint an NFT, and in the NFT you get embedded a fictional crypto portfolio. Now, this was Pulse Chain's obviously, or Pulse Wars obviously built for Pulse Chain. It has all Pulse Chain coins, but whenever we come for Titan X, you imagine everybody in the ecosystem can come along and mint their X Wars NFT, and within that NFT you will get 4 Titan X coins, and then you'll get 10,000 fictional dollars to put across your 10,000, put across your 4 coins, and that you manage this little crypto portfolio. So you can make trades in the game and manage the portfolio. You can trade out of one coin into another coin. If you think one coin from Titan X ecosystem is going to pump and another one isn't going to pump, you can trade out from one into the other. And while you manage that portfolio, you are placed into a league. And your position in the league is determined by the value of the portfolio that you manage in the game. And if you just take it that it runs through, you're in the league, it runs through for, let's call it 150 days. And every 10 days, the bottom half of the table get eliminated. And if you think about every time there's an NFT, they get the start when you mint an NFT, the majority of the sale from the NFT goes into a prize pool, and that prize pool sits. And as you progress through the league, you win money from that prize pool. And the further you get in the game, the more money you win. So the original concept behind Pulse Wars was to sell NFTs, get a prize pool built at the bottom of the bear market, so that you have a prize pool that sits, and as the game's designed to last a long time, and as the market goes through and into the bull run and the price pumps, the value in that prize pool just runs up with the market. So the winners would just end up winning a hell of a shit ton of money. The thing with Pulse Wars is that we haven't experienced the bull run on Pulse Chain yet. So the prize pool's sitting at the minute at about $30,000. I was hoping that it'll end up in sort of multi-millions, but it needs time to get there. So yeah. I don't even have. I've just closed. I just finished an hour and a half stream there with Callum going through it all, and I just shut everything down. But yeah, look, the theory behind it is you mint an NFT, you get a portfolio, and you manage that portfolio and try to last as long as you can in the game. The further you get, the more money you make. Basically, is the way it works. And Pulse Chain, it was launched on Pulse Chain 6 months ago, but the game finally only goes live tomorrow. So if you want to participate in Pulse Wars, the NFTs cost 1 million Pulse. That's app.pulsewars.io. In fairness, now is the best time to get in. There's so much. I'm really skimming over this really, really quickly. There's, different classes of NFTs. You get different types of coins. You get different amounts of different amounts of trades per round, depending on the type of NFT you get. All your Pulse Chain, all your favorite Pulse Chain coins are there. All your favorite Ethereum coins are there. You know, you view all your NFTs in the leaderboard all in one place. It's yeah. If you go back and watch Callum's stream, we'll go in and do a good 1 hour deep dive into everything, and it's going to be really exciting when it comes to Titan X as well. Shared some of the graphics and stuff for the first time for exports for the Titan X community. So yeah, that's the gist of it. The NFTs have been out for 6 months. The deadline to join Pulse Wars is tomorrow at 2 p.m. And from there, we're into round 1, and the game kicks off. So there's about 1,000 players starting off the game tomorrow. And yeah, it really is just the start. You can join in rounds 2. You can join in later rounds, but the longer you leave it, the higher the price you pay to enter.
Congratulations, buddy.
What is the price of 1 million Pulse right now? Do you know?
$50. It's only $50.
$50 to get into an NFT game. Well, then what is what's the top price? If you
The top prize at the minute is 200 million Pulse. So it's a 200x on your money. But what's that? It's the top prize at the minute is only about $10,000. But once we start, more people will come in to fund the prize pools more. And then obviously the prize pools took a 70% fucking dip with Pulse Chain. So it was at about 100 grand when we kicked off. And it's down to 30 at the minute. So we just need Pulse Chain, a bit of a turnaround on Pulse Chain. But like I say, the game is built to last until the middle of next year. So plenty of time for that to run up. And if you get in now, you're going to be getting the NFTs really cheap. The thing is, you've seen how easy it can be for Pulse Chain to start pumping. It ran up to 2 times sacrifice price in about 6 weeks at the start of the year. So once there's any sort of turnaround there, the price of NFTs and the price of the prize pool is going to skyrocket. So yeah, $50 now could be a really, really good entry point into it.
Well, here's an interesting concept. If Build on Titan X created the top slots on Ethereum, what if Build on Titan X on Pulse Chain moved through Pulsar, starts a Pulse Chain bull run, and then you have Build on Titan X holding multiple spots on multiple chains, which then mines the liquidity and mines the action between the two. So you can see all of that happening together, which would be very, very, very interesting.
We don't really talk about that much, but it seems a logical progression that something's going to happen that binds these things very, very strongly. You know, a lot of builders have their eyes over on Pulse Chain. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's 20 cents to launch a smart contract instead of $1,600. So, I mean, that's advantageous too.
But what do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think is the crack at the minute? Why is nobody bothering yet? Is it still because the SEC thing's hanging over our heads? Is it because there's no bull run really kicking off? You know, okay, being honest about Pulse Wars, it hasn't. You know, it's been a really tough riding out, building, throwing so much money into a project because, like, when you dig under what I've created in the game, it's, you know, there's so much. There's so much game theory in it for such a simple game. But it's like there's no hype, there's no nobody's coming over, nobody's built new stuff. And for me, the experience of the last 6 months has been really, really tough with my Pulse Chain investments, but also sticking it out and building Pulse Wars, making sure that I've seen that through to the end. You know, maybe that's why nobody is coming over to build yet, because there's just really not much. You know, I don't even think that you could start the hype until it's ready, and I don't think it's ready for the hype to start.
I mean, the answer is pretty simple. There's nothing linked to the ecosystem except for Pulsar at this point.
Yeah.
Because if you're a builder and you launch something on Pulsar that's not related to your Ethereum version, but then you're kind of fucking yourself over. Because then you take your existing audience and you force them to split their economic energy, which hurts one protocol, hurts another protocol, nothing takes off the ground, and everything just dies together. So by having something like Pulsar, by building, so I kind of look at Pulsar as the representation of Titan X over on Pulse Chain, similar to how X28 will be across all chains. So by building on Pulsar on the Pulse Chain version, you drag up Titan with it, which benefits your protocol over on Ethereum. And there's other ways to do it where you bridge your ERC20 over and then create liquidity with that and route through it. But that's a big one. Because builders, if you like the protocol that you're building, you hate dilution. That's the big thing. Because then you put
on the
in
other
twice
side,
the amount of energy to get less.
No, absolutely, Jake. And then, it's hard to calculate because it's 87.5 plus the 8% buyback. So let's call it 92% of any economic energy buys and burns Pulsar as well. So all that Pulsar gets sent over on the Pulse Chain side. When you bridge it over, it's locked in an immutable liquidity pool that compounds just like that Liquid Titan X. Whereas on the Ethereum side, the buy and burn is smashing through that as well. So it sets that nest egg for people to build on Titan X with both the eTitan X as an oasis and Pulsar, which is the inflection or reflection of Titan X, build on Titan X, and all the inputs from the core, the actual Titan X Nexus point, right? Not any of the families, not any of the rest of that on Pulse Chain. That allows everything to use the same family ecosystem on the other side.
What was that comment there? Somebody made a comment about nobody cares about Pulse Chain or something, did they?
I was gonna point out that, like, because I was gonna say don't feel bad, because I launched Giannis and I got much lower participation than I thought I would get on that. Like, there's like I'll look right now. There was over 500K in rewards available, and it's at 644K that people can get, and nobody cares. And I put a poll in our Telegram that was like, what are your thoughts on Pulse Chain? Do you have funds on Pulse Chain? You've heard of Pulse Chain, but you don't have any funds. You've never heard of Pulse Chain. And then option 4 was fuck Pulse Chain. And that was. And guess what won?
Well, I think a lot of people are jaded too,
Oh, okay. That is because everybody's having a fucking blast of a time here in Titan X on Ethereum. That's let's be honest. That's why.
However,
green candles make people happy. Red candles make a terrible community.
It is true, and gas fees make everyone unhappy, whether it's green candles or red candles. So when it's $300 to do a transaction, that is not good.
Yeah, so don't feel like you've failed yourself, Ali. I think Pulse Chain really is.
Not.
Yeah,
no way, because not at all. This thing. That's why I've just decided to get it. It could have waited. But I think this the way the game plays, it's actually easier just to have the thing live and let it grow from there.
Yeah. I mean, same. Yeah, Giannis is there. It's in position. If Pulse Chain wants to wake up, I'm ready for it. We've got 35 LPs or something like that out there. Like, yeah, I would love to see that.
Yeah, because it's like, obviously I didn't really sell any of my coins over on Pulse Chain, so I'm fully invested over there as well. I'm really glad that I put at one stage I made the decision to put all, like, Pulse Wars was half built, and I decided to pull the plug, leave it, and go and build and work my ass off over in Titan X. And thank fuck I did that. Imagine just still sitting waiting for something to happen over on Pulse Chain, and we're here working. So yeah, I'm really glad that I made that choice. It was actually my fiance, when I was kind of stuck between the two. She said, "Yeah, you need to not stick and just go and put all your effort in to Titan X." And thank God, look at all the things that's happened since we started streaming, since we started building. Imagine I hadn't done that and was still sitting over on Pulse Chain waiting for stuff to happen.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm in Pulse Chain too. That's where I came from. It's there were moments this year that were really fun, and there are lots of them that haven't. It's been a rough year in Pulse Chain. As someone who's been in it, I feel like it's a combination of everything.
The biggest thing is crypto is the purest form of meritocracy. So if your chain doesn't have volume, you don't get builders. That's simple. Mm-hmm. Like relationships and who's the guy behind it doesn't matter. It's if the market likes you, builders like you. So once that turns, that might turn as well. It's meritocracy at the end of the day.
Callum asked me on the stream, was there anything from Pulse Chain that you'd like to see in Titan X? Is like, nah, we're fucking doing everything better at the minute. It's true. Oh yeah, the community was good over there. The community here is better right now. We're doing some things are just much better. But yeah, we'll all be back over there at some. Well, a lot of us will be back over there thriving as well at some stage.
I'd love to see that P-Dye narrative work out. That would be amazing. You know.
All right. I should change my background back to my tight neck stuff and start talking.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's
how
all right.
much
I
do you love
appreciate you coming
those?
on and talking about it.
Yeah, yeah. I would like to actually do a proper deep dive next week. I kind of, some of the stuff that I've built, I'm really, really fucking proud of it. When you get into the detail of it, so I would like to do a proper stream with you and get people ready for round 2 over on Pulse Chain. So yeah, anybody that wants to do a proper deep dive with me, I'm open to talking about it. Just I do hate bringing it on to the Titan X streams.
No,
I
you're
should
fine.
probably
Yeah.
be a part of that because I've got an NFT. So
Well, on top of
Maybe.
that, remember, it's not about tribalism, maximalism, it's about community building. And you're a builder over here, you're building stuff on the other side. Everything comes back into a unilateral thing. Once you start to get into the poke, oh my God, you're not fully in, all in, everything in one side. You get that decay, which is not what's good. Like,
Yeah,
that's
but the viewers have spoken and said, "Fuck Pulse Chain."
Well,
Sorry.
look, I have been in Pulse Chain and I participated this year. I was in Gift Tech. It was amazing, So and when I first got into Titan X, I was very public about how I came from Pulse Chain. So anyone who remembers those days knows that I did. I've talked about Pulse Chain on and off. Yeah, you're gonna come on my stream. I'm not, come on.
Yeah, I
You're
think
one of us.
I
brother.
think the big thing is it needs to be symbiotic. You can have things linked together and work together as long as it's symbiotic. So Pulsar is a way to do it symbiotically. If it's like that, yes, I'm a big supporter. But if it's dilutive, that's when it becomes tribalism, because then you drag economic energy out of one thing to support another thing. But Pulsar is a perfect way to do it in a symbiotic way, similar to
Absolutely.
how X28 will do it on all chains.
Well, I think it's also sets the example, right, Jake? And that's what we're trying to do now is we've learned from a whole bunch of stuff and we want to set the example on how we do things moving forward. And I think that's what we do. And we open it with open arms and without throwing spears and trying to eventually bring everyone into moving into a symbiotic loop where everything, again, isn't vampiric. It's supportive. It's anchoring.
Yep.
What have we actually got launching next? One of the pillars, Viper. Is that the next project to launch?
That's November 8th.
Yeah,
I
Viper.
feel like this community is getting lazy when it's 8 days away from another launch. Like,
You goddamn lazy builders.
Yeah,
Here, I
Viper.
haven't heard your take on this yet, Jake. I haven't heard you speak about this yet, but the pillars all launching bang, 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 or maybe they're all on the same day. What do you think what do you think it's bringing
I like
to the
it.
ecosystem?
I like it.
I like it. Yeah, because otherwise you create this effect where they sell off one to get into the other if it's like a staggered launch. So it's better just eat the chaos for 8 days during the distribution periods, because these things will auto balance themselves based on how much enter the auctions. So you have big versions of the vault builder, smaller, big, small, big, small. It'll auto adjust based on what the market likes. And I think it's probably going to follow something similar to the market caps. Like Viper is the biggest one. Then the second biggest one is the second biggest market cap, which would be I'm not sure if Steve has announced yet, so I'll shut up. But there's
You can even make
market cap
3, 3, 3, right? You know what I mean? Like stagger them in like this day, 3 are done. And then if there was a locked mint period, you wouldn't have that fight or flight type problem, right? And then like
the
next
key
day,
is it's all different input tokens, so there's no competition for each pillar.
absolutely.
So, okay, so I know loads of people in the ecosystem have a little nibble at pretty much everything that comes out. I know I've maybe skipped 1 or 2 protocols, but I've had a go at pretty much everything else. Now, how the hell do you? I've actually bought little bags in the last week or so of certain coins just to participate in these pillars. But yeah, I mean, as you're pointing at yourself, Mo, you're going to find a little bit of funds, a little bit of each. I think there's 11 or 12 pillars. You're going to find a bit of each coin to throw into it.
yeah, I'm a tink farmer, baby. So between my tink between my farming yields and the Element280 rewards, my Blaze staking payouts. Yeah, I'm gonna find a way to do it. Plus, I will say I got very happy today. I had 25 billion Titan X unstake that I staked fucking 7 months ago, and I was like, "Ooh, buddy, let's go."
Oh, nice, Mo.
I'm not
Nice.
fucking around, buddy. Let's go. Bull run. Let's fucking go.
Yeah,
And,
the
I
cool thing about the vault pillage is you can have one batch of user that comes in day one and then just recycles back into the auctions. So these systems are like very. I think this is fine to launch a bunch because it all feeds back into vault. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
You made a very good point, though. If you and I didn't think about that. If you staggered them, even at all, then yeah, one thing will moon, and then the next thing launches, and people are going to dive out of that because they're going to go into the next thing that's going to moon. They think, and yeah, you'll just have this rotation out of everything. Yeah,
And
I think that's actually a great idea.
Yeah, they all have the same deadline every day. I think they all have the exact same time. Yeah, every day. So it kind of all just works out. It works pretty harmoniously together.
Hey, you know, the vault page, app.vault.win. If you just want to get your daily like cortisol spike, just go to that page and click on the drop down. Instant stress all over your body.
It's like, it's a perfect version of that meme with the guy sweating and the 2 buttons. You think 2 buttons is bad? This motherfucker's got 14.
Yep.
Wait, where is
it going to be
I gotta
on a
find it.
central page?
It's like looking at it's like
Yeah.
it's almost like looking at the E280 ban burn page and having to pick which one's your favorite for the day.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's what I
nice.
mean.
I see it now. Yeah.
Has he already got the drop down buttons active on the site? Has he? No.
I don't think so.
Did you see the demo, dude? Did you?
Yeah, he showed me the UI for the E280 version, and I was like, yeah, ship it.
Yeah, and I think Dave has a stream with Dave Crypto Awesome has a stream with Steve DeFi tomorrow. They're going to be running through the Awesome V.
Yeah, and just to clarify, I am going to whitelist the contract. So people that want to get into minting gold, Vault Gold, you can do that tax free.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Shogun will also have a vault pillar. That's already confirmed.
What?
Well, is that the mystery one? Is it?
No, I think he said it on stream. So it might be, but it wasn't that mysterious if he was yelling it on the internet.
So,
Oh,
is the mystery one actually a mystery? Does nobody know anything about it, or is it something different, or is it just?
Wait, let me check.
Is it just another
So-
volt? Is it just another volt wheel on something coin that we don't know about yet, or is it actually some new mystery that's completely different?
Mike may have just not caught up. He's got mystery listed for like 3 months, and he goes, "Oh no, it's that one I put up like 2 weeks ago." Sorry.
Oh, here. So, yeah, the mystery one is mystery.
Who was I streaming with last night? I was streaming with somebody last night. This is how bad my brain's getting.
It's only been 1 day, fool.
I know every day feels like a week. So we're looking at the page and says, "Oh, there's a mystery one there," and they were actually talking about something else and didn't even realize that there was one called mystery as well. It's just too many.
Yeah. That was me. Who were
There you
we
go.
talking-
That's right. It was you I was talking to last night.
And dude didn't know. He's like, "Yeah, who were you streaming with last night?"
Totally unmemorable. Totally unmemorable. That was a great stream too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Promoting the
They
shit
just
out of your
blend
streams right
together.
there.
There's so many of them. Yeah.
That's it. Everything is just blending together. That's the another thing Callum asked me we're talking about marketing and stuff, and he asked me because he was saying what the builders need, you know, to make a success of their project, and I was kind of saying, well, look, it's all right launching these things, but marketing them and continuing to market them afterwards is like more important than anything else, really. And he said, you know, what is anybody's a good role model for that? And I obviously said, well, fucking Jake's actually the best at it. You know, doing those streams at the weekend, the 2 12-hour streams. Only you did say it caught up with you. I did 2 4 hours, and the next day I got home from work and I fell asleep on the sofa for like 3 hours. Just could not stay awake any longer. But yeah, I'm glad to see that there's some fucking human in you, that you did actually feel the effect of streaming for 24 hours. That's
Man,
hard.
Yeah, because my sleep was wrecked. And yesterday I was like, okay, let me lay down in bed, do some work. And I literally fell asleep on my laptop keyboard. Just lay down on my keyboard. I was like, that. Okay, maybe I need some sleep.
Because you kind of even, I was watching the end, because I had to come back on for the end of the conference, and you were still there buzzing, asking questions, answering questions. Like, geez, is this guy ever going to stop? But yeah, I was glad to hear that finally something kind of made you crash in the end.
You should have seen it
can
the
only
next
take it
day.
so far.
On Monday,
Yeah,
there was a stream.
It pissed me off. So I did doing all my supplement stacks, my nootropic regimented again. I got tired. That pisses me off. God damn it.
Do you remember what
but
you
I
did
will
on
say,
Monday?
Jake, you streaming with everyone is monumental onto how keeping the energy alive, keeping everyone together, all the rest of that type of stuff. Out of all the things that I've seen, and all the different ecosystems I've seen, that's the paramount, is everyone camaraderie together, and you setting the example on why that's important.
Yeah, that's it. It's the examples. The example is massive. Yeah, because you like, this is, we're talking about all the things you need to do, and I work my ass off. But even whenever I'm doing these things, you seem to be able to be always operating at a fucking higher level. More tweeting, more streaming, more. Well, maybe I'm building more at the minute now. So
yeah, because today I was building Shogun and X28. So I tweeted less. So I'll be tweeting a lot after this. But yeah, sometimes you go into building seasons and then it's hard. But the community has no excuses. You know, we have actual building to do. Other than that, yeah, it's just marketing. Yeah, I think this is important for new builders, because I made a tweet. Because there was one new builder that I was talking to in Telegram, and he's releasing a protocol soon. And I was like, fuck, I haven't even heard about it. Because like the building is 5% of the work. 95% of the work is getting the word out and educating the community. And just being loud as fuck, that's 95% of the work. So like some people have it backwards, where they think, okay, I build an awesome thing, that's the only thing that matters. But if you build an awesome thing and nobody knows it exists, it's a useless thing, no matter how awesome it is. So marketing is 95% of the work. That's important for new builders to realize. And I think it's because I told him to reach out to community streamers. As long as the protocol is within the build on Titan X ethos, all you are is one DM away. Just DM a streamer being like, hey, I'm building on Titan X, it's fully within the ethos. Would you want to do a stream? If it's within the ethos, it's not just a fake thing, then any stream will be happy to hop on with you. And that's probably the quickest way to get the word out.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, there's literally a weekly Titan X space every week. You can come show up to and talk about it. You know, there's plenty of avenues. And so I feel like when people are like, so there was a guy like a few months ago that was crying about being gatekept, and I was just like, you can cry about stuff, or you can like get out there and market yourself. Like why cross your arms and pout in the corner when you could just be like throwing your face out there? And he never took the advice, and he basically faded away into nothingness. And it's like, okay, all right.
You know, it's important. I mean, hell, it took me 200 hours to build this background. You know, like what your marketing is, what your brand is, and what you do with all the rest of that. It works.
We're still waiting to see Mo floating in the background in space.
I can make that happen. I theoretically have the skills to make me a tiny Mo outside the window.
Prove it.
In real time? All right. Mo, look up.
What's the What's the stats like for Titan X holders, Jake? I've been looking do you look every day? You happy with the
Yes.
it's we actually one day this week we went down in numbers. One day. What day are we on?
Yeah, but we're still adopting very, very quickly. Like it's not slowing down at all.
Yeah,
Because
went
I
down,
remember when we
went down
ended.
100 one day and it's back up. Well, so I think it was maybe Tuesday. It went down 100, but it's regained the 100 and went up another 200 according to my calculations.
Yeah, at the end of the stream, we had roughly 18,200-ish, and now we're at 18,500.
Yeah,
So adoption is going very well. Like
yeah, it's good to see.
we're growing at almost 40-50% a month. No, every 90 days. I think a month it's. Let me actually pull up the numbers because it's in premium. It was either 40% every 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days. But that's an insane growth rate. Like man, that if we keep that up, or even like half, man, that's insane numbers because these percentages add up very, very quickly. Because that's Metcalfe's law in a nutshell. When you have more people in the network, more people talk about it, which attracts more people. Like it's a virtuous cycle upward when it comes to like user adoption.
So is that the most important metric in Titan X or not?
I would say yes. Yes. Marketing, and then because user growth is just a result of marketing. So the main thing a community just needs to focus on is not looking at the metrics, but just being loud. Share stats, share tabs, share cool tweets, retweet stuff, quote tweet, do your rule of 100, the rule of 28, engage with the tweets that the community is putting out. That's the most important, and everything follows.
What is that we're looking at there? What is it?
I thought it was holders, but I think it's saying token transfer count. So I think I got something not working.
Yeah.
I was hoping to get like a graph. Is it in Titan Premium?
Yes.
Who hasn't paid their subscription?
Yeah, we're at 18,500.
Kicked him out. He didn't pay his bill. No access for you, dude.
I
Yes,
just
so
pulled him off in case he switches the wrong tab.
So I just saw it in the comments. The way Metcalfe's law works, it's in a square root. So Brenton in the comments just said 10x users, 10x the price. It's actually more because 10 square root of 10 or 10 squared is 100. So if you get 10x users, you get 100x the price according to Metcalfe's law. So user growth is pretty important.
What's it? Don't want to get political, but is there any in like the and you guys? Some of you guys are obviously out in the States. Is there much sentiment on the ground over there? Obviously, all I see is Twitter for actual sentiment on the ground. But is there any sort of early indications, or is this election as fucking cutting or as 50-50 as it could be, or and is the sentiment still Trump gets in, we're off to the races in crypto?
I'll tell you from my standpoint that the feeling is that one side it should definitely win, and the feeling is also that that side might get it stolen from them, and that's like there's this just tremendous fear that we don't know where this is going to go. Is this going to be a legit one? I'm trying not to use language that's going to get this video banned, but
yeah, okay. Reading between the lines of what you're saying, it's kind of what we're seeing from the outside in as well. So
yeah, it also depends on who are the people you hang out with, who are the people you talk to. Do you hang out with people that absorb social media all the time? Do you hang out with people that watch the news all the time, watch TV? Do you hang out with people that touch grass all the time and don't consume those people aren't concerned. They don't give, they don't care at all. But depending on who you talk to, there's a fear even on both sides that maybe this one's going to be weird and more weird than any of the ones we've ever had before, which is strange to say. So I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen, and I just want it to be over.
Yeah, and for the people worried about legal side, like one party not supporting crypto and the other one does. I spend a lot of time looking into this, man. And Titan X is as bulletproof as you can get legally, because the users create a token. Because the thing that always gets attacked from regulators is a token sale. But we don't have any token sales. That's the only thing that gets attacked, because the moment something is on the secondary market, so the moment, for example, Titan X gets minted or Helios gets minted, it operates in the secondary market. There's never, hey, give me money, I'll give you a token. So we instantly adopt a secondary market, which is not a security. And of course, we use our legal language, etc., and we don't make any forward-looking price statements. That's all important. But we're very, very legally sound as an ecosystem because they always attack ICOs and pre-sales and like, hey, give me money, I'll give you a token. But we have none of that. So I'm not even that worried about it. The main thing is just the sentiment. Like there's one party that's extremely crypto positive and one that's like gray area crypto positive. So if we get to like blazing green positive, oh, that will be great for crypto.
Let me shift the
Countries cannot-
conversation.
Just one last thing. Countries cannot afford to miss out on blockchain. Like there's no way they're gonna say no thanks, not here. Do you think the rest of the world's gonna stop? Like there's no way they're gonna shut themselves off from this massive, commodity. So, anyways, all right, Titan holders.
Let me shift the conversation a little bit in that aspect. I was having a little bit of a back and forth with Eric over Telegram, and he had a really good stream today with Crypto Compassion, and he talked about, and he focused on how on lots of days Titan X ecosystem volume well surpasses Pulse Chain, and that ecosystem, the Titan X ecosystem has a value, a market cap higher than other chains. Is it time to start pivoting to branding all this stuff as this is the biggest crypto? This is the biggest crypto in crypto that you haven't heard about, because we are now getting bigger than actual chains. And for the last couple months, the pivot was self-education and educating people on this new thing that came out. And then the pivot was reaching out to other communities. But now our volume and our liquidity and the market caps is starting to surpass actual chains. So is it time to now pivot full throttle into trying to really attract as many eyes in here possible and start going, look, you guys are missing the biggest thing in crypto right now? Because I'm getting to the point where a month ago that seemed like maybe a grandiose idea, and us just maybe being a little too excited. Now it doesn't seem like a stretch at all to say that this is the biggest thing in crypto right now.
Yeah, so just I'll throw a quick point in our community. Probably loads of people watching this tonight. That could be a good thing that some of the community members watching could maybe step up and maybe do a few graphics, a few figures, a few stats, go and look at what volumes of chains are. Just that some people create a few graphics that we can. I think, in my opinion, it's a cracking narrative that we can start spitting out and sharing. So if people were to create some graphics, some info, some information, real easy laid out of the volume of chains and the volume of what Titan X is, it's easy to get all those stats from Deck Screener. Go and look down each individual chain, click into each chain. It'll show you the daily volume. It'll show you all the transaction counts, all that kind of stuff, just to have somebody and a few people pull that data off and share it. If you tag me, I'll share it, and tag Jake, tag Mo, tag Larry, tag Dude. It'll get shared and shared. It could be a cracking narrative to start spitting out, because you're right. The stats are there.
I agree. The one thing is Titan X Hub tracks volume, but it only tracks on the core pair. So on the Titan X Hub now, it shows 9 million, but it's actually closer to 30 million, because there's a second Titan X pool that also does like millions of volume a day. So it's like closer to 13 to 15 million now. So like take that 9 million you see on Titan X Hub and add a 50% margin on top of that, 30-50% margin. And that will give you a rough estimate of current volume in the ecosystem, because a lot of the pairs are not tracked there when it comes to ecosystem volume. Because like Element has like 20 pairs and like only one is tracked, which is Element Titan X pair. Like if you look at Element now, Element280, like it's doing a lot of volume. Like even on the Dragon X pair is doing 112k. On the Volt pair is doing wait. Okay, so Element280 alone is doing 500k of volume on the Titan X pair, 230k of volume on the Dragon X pair, 180k volume on the Volt pair, 144k on the Hydra pair. Yeah, so there's like Element280 alone is doing 1 million in volume, and it only shows a small, because Titan X Hub currently only tracks one pair.
Currently 1.9.
By the way, dude, look in my window.
Yeah, but we want to see.
No. Hold on. I'm seeing how far I can take this really fast. No, I really don't have time to paint. But by the way, it screwed his name up. But like, I'm already working on the video.
I like it. I really do like it.
No, hold on. I got something. Just give me a second. You did say do it in real time, right? All right. Oh, this is good. This is real good.
Mo, you
Yeah.
No. I got better.
Oh,
I
my
got
bad.
better.
What you got?
Moment, please.
So anyway, yeah, it just seems like a good time to maybe, I mean, not completely pivot out of, you know, reaching out to communities, but start to really start that part of the narrative, because that's, you know, I mean, you want to get that out there technically before you're right there. You know, it'll take a while for it to steamroll and get into people's heads. So you want to start that now. But I mean, right now it is the biggest thing in crypto. This is, you know, we just watched while all of crypto did nothing and everything was doing X's and Titan X. Like, this is the biggest thing in crypto. We're not saying that, and we're not, you know, we're just being like, oh, let's tag XRP, and, you know, hey, are you in here yet? Yeah, I got it. Reaching out to communities is awesome, but it's time to pivot on this narrative. This is the biggest thing in all of crypto. Like, we are passing up actual chains in terms of volume and value and liquidity. I mean, this is wild, and we're not even getting started. His magnum opus isn't even here yet. Come on.
Yeah, and we don't even have our own chain yet. So what if X28 is the token on the chain? Then we have the L1 token that is operating on all chains.
I can't handle this.
That's an AI, Mo, is it?
I'm not done yet. It's not supposed to be shown.
But Mo looks like a Chad.
Give me a minute. I need to get the green screen done. So where
Do I do that? Never. Am I just doing this in
This is your
streams?
entertainment right now.
Oh, there's 960 people in here, and they're like, "What the fuck is going on?"
We're trying to have a serious conversation here, and Mo's just
This is
grooving in the
the biggest
background.
You're the one that
Right
started
here.
this. You said prove it.
You did.
I'm gonna put him
You
over.
did.
Go down, go away. Oh,
I feel
no,
like
I'm
you
not-
just
What did you
leave it
use
like
for
that
that?
on loop, and we're good. That's
Oh
your
my
new
God.
background.
I can't handle this.
Yeah.
This is terrible.
Imagine new users coming in, and they're like, "What the fuck? What is happening here?" The biggest thing in DeFi. Meanwhile,
I see.
Yeah, I
what
feel
That's
like
apparently the biggest
going-
thing in crypto right now is that. Oh, Jesus.
To me, Omni-chain is more important because that's getting to
Yeah.
other existing communities. Like, creating our own chain is just another silo. Like, we're not going to attract new users on our own chain. But if we go out to all these other chains first and make a name for ourselves, then I could see a layer one, you know, people coming to, because now your name is across the entire crypto space. But until then, like, I don't see the value in a layer one.
100%. Yeah, that's why the omni-chain piece is so important. Because we're essentially dominating Ethereum. So imagine if we dominate 50% of the chains we go to. There's like some chains will have built on Titan X on it through omni-chain, and it will be the biggest thing on the chain by far. Because some chains just like they need something interesting, and Titan X could be that thing. Whereas like most of the transactions that happen on the chain would be our ecosystem. I could definitely see that happening. Because most like smaller chains have nothing happening for them. Like zero, just a native token trading back and forth, and that's it. They have nothing special going on that chain.
Pulsar is going to do that for us.
Right. That's right.
I heard a cat in somebody's video, and I thought it was right next to me. I was like, "Is my nope?" that
Could
is
be.
not.
That's probably
We
me.
did-
My
hold on,
cat's
did I get
It's the Matrix. It's the
crying
Matrix
at the
cat.
door. Yeah.
I'm gonna bounce off here. It's getting pretty late, and I've got a launch tomorrow. So
Hey, congratulations on that launch. Shoot me a link at some point. I'll try and jump on with you.
yeah, all right, sweet. Have a nice evening or wherever you are. Take it easy, guys.
Later, guys.
See it.
Other. Why you bit that? Nope.
That's right, Utah.
I don't guess we missed any other questions in the chat.
We got all of them. Hang on, no, there's 2 more.
I
Nope.
mean, there was a bunch of alpha drops on the stream, like the
There's a
Omnichain stuff.
fuckload of them. Yeah, you're like, I'm just gonna tease you. X28 soon. X28 soon. Good lord.
All right, did I do that in quick enough real time? Is that actually working? I need to come back over here now. Yeah, there we go.
You killed it. Hey, he's kind of clipping you a little bit. You got to put him behind you.
Yeah, do I need to put him in a box? I can put him over here.
Yeah.
Great, he can hang out in front of the pulsar.
Now I'm just your spinning prop. I get it. I'm your prop.
You're my boy. Actually, looks pretty good. That composite isn't too bad. I got to move this arm, so I got to go this way.
Okay.
Everybody needs a Minimo now. Everybody just a little
Oh
Minimo.
god, a mini mo. Oh, Jesus.
So now what I got to do is I got to land plate in reverse on the end so the loop doesn't clip. Hold on, I can do that. I'll do it later. Hey, buddy, you did what we did. Do it in real time.
Hey, you did do it in real time. You got called out and you smashed it. So nice job, sir. Nice job.
Yeah, I tip my hat to you.
I mean, I'm a pixel pusher. I'm our pixel pusher. If you ever want stuff to know how to do this, is what I do for a living. Now, granted, this is Fox compared to 3D, but I like my Minimo. I'm gonna run with this.
Son of a bitch.
It's not my fault. Not my fault.
Oh my god. All right, let's finish on Element 280. We're 2 hours 15 minutes into it. I got to start making dinner for the ladies. Look at that. What do you think about those stats, Jake?
Man, you just caught me off guard here. Yes, they're pretty cool. I'm still staring at Minimo. Come on, there's more important stuff going on. Yeah, Element 280 is awesome. I like Element 280 a lot.
It's fine. I'll give you what you want. That's fine. Hang on.
I'll clean it up. I'll get a proper version of it.
Oh my lord. All right. All right, so we got, what is it, 8 more days for minting? I've already forgotten. 8 days, 12 hours.
Yeah, if you don't know, I would highly recommend checking out the white paper. Yeah, and you've got go to the user vault. How long do they have to mint an NFT to get a piece of these rewards?
60 hours, 42 minutes.
Plenty of time to get on in there.
And just so I'm correct, right? If your NFT is vesting, you still get the cred, right?
Yes, that's only to be able to have the ability to burn your NFT. Other than that, like, you can still put it on the market. You can do whatever with it. And yeah, absolutely get rewards. So as long as you've got an NFT before that distribution button gets clicked, you're good to go. And 700K. That's beautiful.
Boom.
With
Yeah,
60 hours to go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's currently running at 1.9 million volume. That's sick.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there's also another thing. Once that tax goes down, it will be quicker to do. You might get more. You could get more volume. That's actually interesting to think about.
Definitely more volume, but still probably less in tax revenue. But like that's still, yeah, more volume just adds to the LPs. So
yeah, an Element 280 is then hyperdeflationary, a hyperdeflationary token.
Yeah. That to me, that's when people ask me, well, what about the liquidity? Like that's up to the underlying tokens. You know, if they go up in value, then our liquidity goes up in value. And then what is all their underlying token? Titan X. So, you know, as long as Titan X and the entire ecosystem is continuing the trend on what they're doing, the liquidity pools on Element 280 will just naturally grow. So, and then naturally increase that arbitrage.
Yeah.
While never getting diluted with your NFT. Your shares can only grow as people burn their NFTs.
I'm still mesmerized by Minimo.
No, hold on. I'm not done yet.
Okay,
I
right
almost
there.
had the reverse.
Since you're so mesmerized by it, Shrey wants one of you. Huh. So there.
Oh yeah, do it.
All right. We're gonna have mini everybody all over
Oh
this
my
place.
lord. Well, let me get one mo done, and then we'll go from there.
You're gonna have to call in. You got to call in tomorrow. We got more important work to do here.
Why did Larry?
I mean, at the end of the day, if I
making
actually
money
get to have fun with my skill set, it's a hell of a lot better than doing my job. My job is really annoying, but having fun actually makes everything better. Hence the ecosystem.
We're hovering right under 1,000 people watching. We're at 991. I keep thinking if we can get 1,000, that'll be a good point to say.
Well, hold on. Let me get the reverse Minimo in there, and then we can see if we can get some more views.
If you have the MP4 file with a green screen, send it over.
I'm right now doing a cycle in reverse, so that way it goes forward and backwards. It's green screen chroma keyed, so that way you can comp it out.
I'm gonna.
You're talking to a pro here.
I mean, it's not my fault. Fix it in post.
And also make one of me, and then I can put like angel and devil, like on each of my shoulders, just hopping around.
That'd be hilarious. That'd be really funny.
Get your post, Jake. We need to get you all with like real green screens, so that way I don't get to like this comping. But I got it. All right, so this one save.
I got a real green screen. That's why mine looks so good.
By the way, Jay, do you realize that I actually up-resed your face of you with the baby with the cigarette in it way back when, because everyone was sharing around the blurry version? I annoyed the piss out of me, so I upgraded to like a fucking like 600 meg file. I'm like, here you go. Here's a 600K resolution. Jake with the kids. Stop posting the blurry version.
1,000.
Nice.
Jake comp. Okay. So let me test this.
We're staying on stream until we get it.
Oh no!
Just
do you want yours too? Hold on, let me get the Mo backwards and forward. He's DJing right now.
Jake's overruled. Jake's like, you're not leaving. We're not.
No. I'll do Jake next. Just give me a second. Yeah, but for Jake's, I gotta like up-res and like clean it up because I did the baby bench. I did this clean. Ooh.
Yeah, I want to thank everyone for hanging in through this.
Bring this in. Properties.
Yeah. Summarize. Everything's going omnichain. X28 is soon. Shogun is built on top of X28. Element280 minting ends in 8 days. This ecosystem is awesome. The builders never stop. We're dominating Ethereum. And we're entering hyperinflation in 7 days.
And we are getting mini me's everywhere.
Yeah, but do you see how it doesn't stutter? It now loops contiguously.
Nice.
I mean, it leads to a little bit of point out, but you can only autopilot so much in real time.
That's pretty good.
Not bad. It's not bad for like copy pasta.
How did you do the AI? How did you do the AI version so quick?
Well, first you got to clean it in Photoshop, which I didn't do any good job doing. Why are you being a bitch, Photoshop? Then from there, once you clean it, add the green screen, comp it. Then from there, run it through an AI generator, comp it, save it, and then have it where it front to black flips. So since you were, we'll see what happens with the AI, what it does to you in a minute. First, I gotta restart the project.
Okay, I need the secret sauce. What AI generated?
Runway for right now, but there's some other ones that you can use.
Interesting.
I don't know. Yeah.
I've used Runway, and I went back.
There's also Luma Labs, Dream Labs.
Mm-hmm.
But that one takes way too long.
Honestly, it's what's kind of triggering me about like I need to put more time into AI generation. It's so much so fast, and I don't have the time for my day job to do that. And it's kind of like the same with all the Titan X families and Kingdoms coming on. It's like Jesus Christ, it's triggering me over again. There's so much going on. I do not have the time to figure all this shit out real fast. All right, so let's take Jay.
Hey, we're getting to the point where I've twice bought something on stream because I didn't have time to buy it before the stream. All right, let's go buy some Morpheus while we're in the middle of this.
Yeah, but you knew that was coming.
I mean, I legitimately have started a stream and forgot. Yeah,
Rags is actually a great guy, dude. I've known that guy for almost 3 or 4 years.
We need a mini dude. also.
Oh
So
my
you now
god!
have, extra orders, sir. And also, can you
I
make
feel
the
like I'm
mini Jake
Domino's right now.
dancing?
Void the Noid.
I just watched that the other day.
Really?
I didn't remember that from back in the day, but I had to watch that. No one's gonna know what we're talking about.
I'm just in suspense, waiting for
I
mini
know.
me.
Oh well, I mean, it takes.
Our users are just building, so clearly they want to see it too. We're at 1,015 now. There must be things going on. Mini Jake! Mini
No,
Jake's
I
getting
was
made!
gonna upres it, and now my licensing is being stupid. So let's just take what I got. So comp, go out.
We should just have a never-ending 24/7 stream at Mo bopping around with like AI generated Titan X songs.
Well, technically, we were talking about me and Maximus J were talking about making a Titan X radio where it basically has old streams clipped, snipped that goes through it. But I mean, it may not be the most current information, but it would be a contiguous smorgasbord of stuff back and forward.
I've thought about that. I think that's an amazing idea.
I've got some. Well, when we get talking after this, I got some pretty interesting ideas. But yes, I think that would be interesting. Just, I mean, like for example, if you don't understand Pulsar and you want to understand gift tech, we have tinyurl.com learn permeable that RH Max did, and it's like 40 or 50 hours of content of where we came from, what we did, how we built, how we got there. And so it's a really interesting cross section if you care to learn to understand those kind of components. And I think doing that on Titan X would be really unique as well, to just have a constant 24-hour stream of pillars, components, success stories, kumbaya moments, all of those things. And I was telling Josh Sports, because he was asking for help with some of the trailer stuff, and I'm like, I don't have the metric time to watch all the streams and clip, but if you give me the clips, I'll video edit it for you. Let's take that out.
How long can you run a stream? Can you just have
Whatever.
something running an indefinite amount?
Yep. And think about how they have those. I mean, especially if you like the J Gold stuff earlier, you can do fire harmonic frequencies. Like, there's a lot to that. Just, I mean, technically, all the numerology also exists in fire harmonic frequencies, which is basically different tones of sound, and there are self-replicating.
How do we get there?
What's up?
How did we get there exactly?
I was talking about like these pop-up YouTube channels. Basically do 24-hour live streams of fire harmonic sounds. I mean, that's what I listen to every night. That's how I can deal with 4 hours of sleep every night when I go to bed. You know, I'm constantly, while I'm horizontal, projecting those fire harmonic vibrations, which is basically numerology compressed into sound.
When I'm horizontal, I'll use that.
Well, I mean, you understand the whole no sleep thing. It is.
What does it sound like? I need to find out what this sounds like.
I listen to 528 hertz plus Om chanting.
Yep, that's one of them. Yep, and there's shit tons of them. Shit tons. It just depends on what you're doing, what you're looking for, and they all have a similar glean. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like those little things. If you keep doing those little things to level yourself up, you'll get places and go from there. Right.
Okay, we need to stop distracting Kool-Aid because I want mini me.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it, sir. Damn it, the resolution's wrong. Hold on. I'm gonna go get you out of square. Keep talking about awesome stuff.
Element280 dropping.
Hey, I got something, dude. Did you see my DM that I sent you?
Probably not. Let me see.
I got your next protocol name. You ready?
Oh yeah.
The Fifth Element. Let's go. Yeah. Come on, man. That was an amazing movie. That was my favorite movie.
Multipass.
Is there some kind of reference there? Is that like a
the movie
reference
Fifth Element? The movie Fifth Element? You've never seen the movie Fifth Element?
Oh my God, Jake, you would love it.
Dude, it's all sci-fi. It's an amazing movie about the future, and it's fucking amazing.
Watch it's right up your alley. You would absolutely love it.
It's legit, dude. Come on. Fifth Element.
Is he too young to know about this? That's funny.
Yeah, 100%.
Nah. My favorite brain fuck movies are definitely Inception and Interstellar. I remember watching those two movies and just questioning reality.
Both
Yeah,
are
that was
fantastic,
like-
though.
Yeah, those
Yeah,
are.
'cause
And,
I
and
watched-
also the soundtracks on both of them are really badass as well.
Oh man, because I remember I used to listen to like Hans Zimmer Time.
Mhm.
That would bring a tear to my eye. That it's something about that soundtrack just hits you in the soul. Oh my god!
Look up
such a good song.
anything from Hans Zimmer. He's one of the single best film composers there is. Everything he touches is gold. I literally, as a kid, my dad was listening to him composing a movie called Crimson Tide, and he was like, "This is some of the best shit I've ever listened to." And he
Mhm.
listened to it over and over and over, and I was like, "Who is this? Hans Zimmer?" Anytime Hans Zimmer does a movie, I'm like, "This is gonna be an amazing movie," because this guy makes such amazing music. No matter what, the movie's gonna be amazing. It could be a shit movie, but that music is gonna make it amazing.
No, that honestly listened to a lot of Zimmer stuff and shit, a whole lot of Pandora back in the day is how I got through my this video actually looks really good, Jake. It got me through building my film because when I was doing my film in film school, I only slept 3 days a week for a year and a half straight. And it was brutal, but I mean, do what you gotta do to do it right. Jake. Video. This actually looks pretty good.
Yeah,
Alright, now we gotta do
that'll
the
have to
first
be the
one.
name. Fifth Element have to be like the fifth project launched.
Hey,
on
there
this
you go.
rating.
That's perfect. There you go.
Nah, I would do Element280, Element369, and Element420, baby.
Oh, you
Limit 720.
you know that's coming.
420
right?
would
You-
definitely be more than
You
due.
have to expect that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but the fifth one launching on Element 280 will be the Fifth Element.
Yeah.
Watch the movie, you'll get it. Damn it. Corbin, my man, I have no fighter. Corbin Dallas, I have no fighter, my man. I have no fighter, I have no nothing. Corbin.
Oh my god, it's actually, you would really dig it. It's a little dated, but it's
It's
glorious.
dated, but it's still like a futuristic sci-fi movie that doesn't-
Honestly, Jake,
isn't
when he sees
corny
the
as fuck.
opera scene, and he'd be like, "How long ago was this? 15 years ago? Jesus, this is good."
It's pretty great, dude. The entire movie's amazing. I remember a
Amazing.
dude buying a surround sound system just to play that movie. He was so obsessed with that movie. And he was like, "Oh, I got a 48 speaker surround sound." His entire house ringed with speakers just to play Fifth Element. And it was really kind of funny. He didn't have the settings right. And so when he played it for me, I was like, "Man, that's not great." He got all pissed off. But I'm telling you, Fifth Element, bomb movie. How's that mini-me coming?
I'm almost done. Jake Comp video, Jake Comp reversal, Jake Comp video on.
You're talking about Inception, though. Oh, there we go. Here it comes.
Hold on. Now I need filter.
That's disturbing as hell.
and Row, no, not color correction.
You just like aged 15 years.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not
I look-
taking any time to polish
Crypto's
any of this.
stressful.
Man, I look like I'm on the toilet, stressful as fuck because I can't get it out. That's what
I-
it looks like.
In
I didn't specify to
2035
clean it up yet. You just said do it in real time.
In 2035, Jake will be on a toilet live stream.
You know-
This is what it'll look like.
You know what that looks like? That's like you're forced into a conversation and you're like, yeah.
You give me enough time, I could actually make it talk for you. And then you use 11 Labs to comp the video, and now I've got moving hand puppets. And, that's again what I was talking about, like the real reality of what we're going to see in the next 5 years. If you don't have interoperability to make it where some dumb shit like me can't make fake everything, what is real?
Live
just
streams.
got
I wonder if I
Actually,
can
yeah,
actually
but-
build depth into it. Can I put Jake under Mo? Yeah, there we go. Now we got a buddy pack.
Nah.
Nah,
God
come
damn
on. We don't have to be that close. I mean, like,
Well, hold on. I haven't finished it yet. I'm trying to look at staging and see how it works. Jake leans
Fucking-
forward, so technically we'd want Mo in the back. Yeah, there we go. Mo, now slide him over.
I'm not trying to touch foreheads with him over
But
there.
if I'm doing this in real time, give me a second. Oh, this is locked.
Hey.
man,
Hold on.
man, that video is so disturbing.
But now Mo's in front of me, so now I've got to put me in front of them.
Layers.
It is up. No, in the back.
Hey, I just thought of something that I saw the other day, and it made me think of Titan X because it was green, and I was like, I should post that.
Anything green is tight next.
Yeah.
Subconscious agreement.
Okay. All right, you ready? This NASA put this up on their Instagram. It's from a couple years ago, but they were like, "Hey, happy Halloween! This is called the Witch Head Nebula." Oh, I just fucking there we go.
It's definitely tight next.
Oh, no, give me the green one, you bastard. Go back. But see, it's like a witch's head. You see the nose, you see the mouth, the chin, and all that. I was like, oh shit, that does look like a witch's head. But the first thing I saw was Green Galaxy, and I was like, yeah, that's the Titan X universe. Sorry. Cut you off there. I literally made this setting so I would never do that again. Still do it.
I'm trying to see what you look like cheering now. Let's see what happens. I want Jake to be just like the just do it guy. It's not bad, but you're going to be clipped, unfortunately.
He's kind of got like the look on him. Like
No, hold on. Let me
like,
do a screen share real quick.
Like he's the corporate guy who, downsizes. He's like, yeah, no, this is really good. It's okay. Yes, you're fired on Monday. What? Did he just? You're like walking out. You're all happy. Like, did I just get fired? Ah, nice.
But unfortunately, the elbow's clipped, right? So
that's
that's not going to work. I need to extend the video so that way you get like your full elbows and like everything else. But
that's so funny,
man. I think my face isn't made for AI.
Jake just found a way to pull it off the screen. He's like, get that.
When you got to like build in 3D, it's definitely not that fast. It's painstakingly hell.
That was funny, Doug. Man, that was awesome. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, of course. My family. Get it done.
Not to tack on more work, but we did ask for the dude also.
Oh God.
All right. I'm just kidding, brother.
We'll do a series. We'll do a series where I get everyone.
Okay. One.
Oh yeah.
Every stream you do, you got to add one.
That's fine. I mean, I'll add the dude if long as I can have a smoke break in between, because I at least need one smoke in between to make pixel magic.
Too funny.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah. Next time.
Yeah. Next time.
Okay.
All right, dude. This is technically your stream, buddy. We're 2.5 hours into it. I got to get going here in a second. You want to give us some last words on your protocols? Any alpha you want to drop for the future? Any teasing you want to do? Give it to me.
Yeah, sure. Minting for Element280 ends in 8 days. Keep that in mind. Forever capped deflationary supply after that. And then roughly, I'd say a week after minting closes, we're going to open up minting for Element369. And that's going to be buying and burning E280. So super fun. And then I would say probably next is Volt Gold, launching very soon. And that's on Element280. I guess, it's going to be paired with Volt, but Element280 is the input token. And then soon after that is Stacks protocol, which is what Utah and I are working on. So
what?
Can look at, yes, sir. We should probably get the name out there. I'll shoot a message over to Mike Dean. We haven't released any info on it yet. There's an order of operations here. Oh yeah.
Stacks on stacks on stacks.
Yeah. Just like the name, it's going to be stacks. You're going to be stacking, and built on E280. So that's 3 protocols coming in very soon onto E280. So super exciting. Please check it out.
I need Marco to just jump on and be like, you don't have enough Element280.
He's too busy raving.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Hey, if you can live the good life, fucking live it.
That's right.
Yeah, but just stream during the good life.
Hey, Jake's like, no, stream. Have the good life in the bear market.
Exactly. Yeah, the bull market doesn't wait for anybody.
That's right.
That's amazing.
Bull market doesn't care about your feelings.
All right, so 8 days left to mint Element 280. There's 3 more things coming that will benefit Element 280. Getting pretty bullish. And then you're also thinking already about X28.
Oh yeah. Sorry, yeah. With HLX, definitely, it's following X28 is the ASAP, and then Wind Vaults is definitely in the pipeline. Yeah, we got it coming.
Damn.
And that's just a single builder on the Titan X ecosystem. Like, what can we as a group of builders, like, what, think about what's coming.
That's
and then
100%.
hyper deflation coming to crypto near you.
Think about the builder we don't know yet. That's going to launch something awesome.
Mm-hmm. But I'm getting exhausted. We should probably end the stream.
All right, Kool-Aid, give me some last words, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, everything's really damn exciting. I mean, as far as Pulsar goes, obviously, if you don't know, Jake and I are in constant communication. We've got one literal dev and founder handling everything. We're doing a bunch of bullet point stuff to make sure that everything is not only to Jake's predicament, but also gets another flawless audit. The piston that is Pulsar is bloody exciting. It's not that complex on top, but it does some really exciting things under the hood. Definitely keep watching. We're going to have a great damn time, and it's going to be really damn exciting once we can see what Pulsar does for the build on Titan X, both on Pulse Chain, finding liquidity from Pulse and Ethereum, and setting that first sketch onto what an Omni-chain thing can do.
Can I ask you when, maybe in terms of a larger window, you think
Sure.
that
So
piston's
like
gonna
right
start
now we're
firing?
getting peer reviewed. So where most people would have not just audits, like we have several individuals that wrote the first Ethereum smart contracts. So that's Gift's peer. And so getting him to actually look and review is very time consuming for him to be slated, right? Because of like his pedigree. But I do believe that that's he's going to be looking at the deployment scripts tomorrow. So it's really not a holdup on our end. It's that we want to make sure all of our stuff is peer reviewed by the people that GIF has access to. So that is necessarily the holdup on the whole thing, is waiting for this person that had, or these people that have a whole bunch of pedigree to take the time to actually peer review the stuff. So that is literally what the holdup is.
Okay, let me ask you one different way. Let me ask you a different way. Pie in the sky. Piston firing before the end of the year?
Yeah, I mean, Piston, hopefully, if everything is flawless on GIF's deployer contracts, and he believes the review is tomorrow, hopefully next week. You know, like right now, we just want to make sure that we get another flawless audit on post-launch. We want to make sure that everything is flawless in between Sepolia and testnet v4. We want to make sure that Jake sees all these deployments being done in between testnet and testnet. And he sees them, and he's like, dope, all good. And like, all right, let's ship it. So like that's basically behind the scenes on what's going on. Now, you know, Gift doesn't like to talk about that type of stuff, but that's what it is. Like, we're being peer reviewed before we even get to air quote audits and all the rest of that.
I appreciate you for answering that. You can blame me for sussing it out of you.
I mean, it's just facts. It's just kind of how we did everything on Pulse Chain in real time. It's just with this, we're not testing, right? We want to make sure everything goes peer review from Gift's peers to make sure that there is zero way anything can break.
Last words.
X28 Shogun. That's it.
When? That fucking laugh.
You'll know ahead of time, but not too much ahead of time.
Okay. Sounds good. Appreciate you guys. Have a
Let's
good rest of
fucking
your
go.
day.
I've got
Let's
dudes.
fucking go. Peace.